townhall.com. An effort to bring more of the Chesapeake Bay area under the auspices of the National Park Service.
The Virginia pilot reports it would be called the Chesapeake National Recreation Area. Behind the effort is a group of conservation nonprofits, community leaders, and lawmakers who are working to draft legislation in Congress. It's unclear exactly what the recreation area would look like. Proponents don't call for the entire bay to be included, but certain land-based sites would provide public access to it. The Park Service has already established itself along parts of the nation's largest estuary. For instance, there's the 3,000-mile Captain John Smith Chesapeake National Historic Trail. There's also Fort Monroe, the National Monument in Hampton. Keith Peters, Washington.
In the midst of an intense heat wave and a punishing drought, wildfires continue raging across the West, including in California and Oregon. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number.
Odds are then, you might want to find somebody else to go do your project.
There are people that live here that do roofs, and they're not licensed
The
contractors.
talking of the DJ, the travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy, not Monday, but Tuesday, everybody. Yes.
Monday's slightly hotter younger sister.
Yes. Welcome to Tuesday. Hopefully, all of you are having a super sweet morning so far.
The sun's out, guns out, just living life.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no talk of rain today.
Been the nicest morning so far for the last, I'd say, calendar week.
Yeah, what was yesterday morning like?
It was foggy and dismal and dull and, It was more of the same nonsense. We had to wait for the clearing, remember? You don't remember when the sun finally came out for the first time in days and we all glinted into the sun and went, could it be? And then we all burst into song. You were there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was frolicking, actually.
Yeah. You were in your finest linens, frolicking in the field.
Yeah.
Let the sun shine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be careful. I don't want to get us flagged.
That reminds me. I got to take my linens to the cleaner.
Oh, yeah? Well, after a good frolic, one would understand.
They ain't so fine right now. They need to be
nobody ever addresses that. You never see the scene after the frolic in the clean white linens. I mean, there's grass stains. There's probably a bunch of other stains.
Yeah.
If all you're wearing is that white linen, there's going to be some stainage.
It's got to, yeah.
If you're doing your frolic right,
yeah,
if you're committing to your frolic, there will be stainage.
Yeah,
because there's going to be some squats, there's going to be some plies, and a lot of leaping.
Yeah, I would imagine after a pirouette or two, you're going to be you might roll
things
down
get
a hill.
stuck in places. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Well, I think you should roll down a hill too. That's part of frolicking.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. Cuddle with a sheepdog. I mean, all that stuff. So you're going to have the hair on you.
Yeah. So. Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Hope all of you are having a wonderful day so far.
Oh, yeah.
Although I did learn the fact yesterday that Roswell got like 12 inches of rain over the last...
Wow, really?
Over the last week or whatever.
I mean, I knew it was significant, but I didn't know. That's crazy.
And I don't know the whole state's numbers, but the list they were showing on TV last night, we were right at the tippy top.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Or I guess at the bottom, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, drowning at the bottom.
to me, that's good news.
I
Right?
really hope this put a dent into our drought.
I would hope so.
Well, the last time when I had Bill Williams in, when I was filling in for you that week, I talked to him. I was like, so what did that last storm on Memorial Day, what did that do for our drought? And he said, really not much, because it wasn't sustained. Now, this last storm was pretty sustained.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that that's going to have some significance on our rain totals.
Yeah.
Water totals.
I know, and I don't claim to even know how all that works, but I know when the mountains get moisture, that's the best for us, because that's the stuff that comes down here at some point and feeds our water sources.
By the way, I saw a meme a couple of days ago that was like, what is this from? What road does this remind you of? And it was just a road with just full of potholes. And everybody was posting up different roads in Roswell. If my position here at Pecos Valley Broadcasting does nothing, I hope that it can get at least one thing accomplished.
Okay.
There's a parking lot in Roswell that desperately needs help, to the point where I can't even drive in that parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll name drop the business. The Allsup's over on 2nd and Sycamore. It's nary impossible for me to drive through that parking lot.
I haven't been through there in a while.
Go ahead and you know what? You have a Jeep. You have a high vehicle. Give it a shot. Your shocks are still good.
All right.
It is impassable. I don't know what happened. I don't know who went through. Like, I try to play out the scenarios in my head of what goes wrong in a parking lot where it can get this bad and nobody says anything. I can't even walk through the parking lot without stumbling a little bit. I saw people having to help people over the crags in the parking lot just to get to the store side.
Fellas just laying coats down over puddles.
Absolutely. Yeah, pure pandemonium. There was a dog and a cat hooking up over in the other corner. It was straight up crazy. Just saying, if anybody with that organization is listening to this radio right now, please do something. Please.
Needs to be paid.
We need to get a GoFundMe going or something, because, I mean, it's a great store. It's super convenient. It's right there, on my commute home. But
I don't know. I think
do something about it, man.
I think they sell enough of the those burritos to cover the cost.
One would think. Fill it with the burritos. Those things last forever.
Yeah.
After 6 hours in a parking lot, guarantee those things would concrete over.
Yeah.
Coagulate. It'd be nice.
All right. So,
hashtag not a sponsor. Fix the parking lot.
Shock up on your cars there if you're going through.
I've been holding on to that one for a while now.
You feel better?
I'm like, I need to do something. I have a radio show. I'm on a morning show. Oh my God.
Feel better?
I have the power. I do, actually.
Feel a little cleansed?
Yeah, it's nice.
The weight lifted off your shoulders.
Very woo-saw.
Well, let me give you the rundown for today. We have a bevy of guests for you today. We're going to start things off this hour, 7:15. Rick Kraft, lawyer by day, Leadership Roswell leader.
By night.
I need another term there. Patriarch.
Just the leader.
Patriarch of that sounds all right.
Patriarch. Leadership daddy?
The head dude, the guy that we all love and know, and he's pretty much the single reason why Leadership Roswell exists. Rick Kraft.
That's why I prefer the leader.
Yeah, there you go.
The leader of Leadership Roswell.
I was kind of something witty, and then I just ran out of steam.
Now, of course, he'd be humble and say, "Oh, I'm not the leader." But he's the leader.
Yeah,
put it in lights.
I just ran out of steam. So
right in the sky and gossamer teardrops.
But Rick will join us. If you'd like to be part of Leadership Roswell, the deadline to sign up for the upcoming class is the end of this month, July. So we're going to talk with Rick. First, you're like, well, what's Leadership Roswell? Well, keep listening. We'll tell you all about that. And then
stay hungry, baby birds. We'll feed you.
That's right. In the 8 o'clock hour by 8:15, we're going to replay our interview with Matt Bristol, Bristol office. He joined us yesterday and joins us once a month, talks just sound legal advice, family planning, financial situation things. Financially family planning. That's your job on the other side. But Matt joined us yesterday. We're going to replay that for you here in just a bit.
Although, if you want to zhuzh up a Matt Bristol interview in the future, let's talk about family planning. No, not financial.
Right.
Birds and the bees. Let's wrap, Matt.
And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Robert Reynolds is going to join us for his monthly visit. Stops by and fills us in on things happening all over our community. So he'll do that here later on in the show, about 9:15 or so. Plus, we'll have all of your other features that include the news, both of the local and national variety. All of your other features. We'll have your recap of the livestock report with Smiley Wooten here in just a few minutes. And whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
That's right.
I think that got it. I think it has it all.
That got her done.
Yeah.
I like it.
That shirt is very blue. I just saw this blue shirt.
And I'm not a man who's easily distracted. Wow, a blue shirt!
All right, it is 7:14. Let's get you
pushing that time too.
I know it's. Is it Monday again?
No,
I feel like it's a Monday again.
It's Monday part due.
All right, part due. All right, 7:14. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like things will stay fair for a little while longer, about 90 to 95 for the afternoon highs today, and sunshine with high pressure in place. Overnight, partly cloudy and our low in the upper 60s, and then we get more sunshine tomorrow, slightly warmer with mid-90s and a little bit more breezy. Then some moist air comes back Wednesday night and Thursday with a few thunderstorms. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, hold on. For some reason, the National Weather Service current temps are not available. So let me go to my backup resource. Currently, 67 degrees here in Roswell. Feels like 68. Somebody's like, feels more like 68 than 67 to me. Winds currently out of the south-southeast at 5 miles per hour. Humidity is at 88%. For today, some haze, widespread but sunny with a high near 90 today. South winds 5 to 10 in the morning, picking up 10 to 15 for this afternoon. The haze continues mainly before 9 p.m., mostly clear otherwise with overnight low of 68. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, mostly sunny tomorrow, highs around 92 expected with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 69 degrees and south winds 10 to 15. Thursday, rain back in the forecast, a 30% chance at afternoon showers on Thursday, otherwise mostly sunny, high of 91, south winds 5 to 10, 30% for Thursday night as well, partly cloudy, overnight low of 69 degrees. Friday, a 30% chance at afternoon showers, mostly sunny otherwise, highs right around 90. Friday night, a 30% chance of rain as well. Mostly sunny, overnight low of 71. And then looking at your weekend, Saturday, a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and 92. 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms Sunday, mostly sunny, high of also 92 degrees. All right, it is 7:16. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break. And then Rick Kraft's going to join us on the other side. We're talking Leadership Roswell. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 891 head of cattle sold on Monday on a higher market with excellent buyer attendance. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold 5 to 12 higher, feeder cattle 6 to 12 higher, packer cows and bulls $5 to $10 higher, 3 to 40 pound steers 204 211, 3 to 400 pound heifers 173 184. 4 to 500 pound steers 184 5204, 4 to 500 pound heifers 157 173, 5 to 600 pound steers 175 and a half 184 and a half, 5 to 600 pound heifers 148 157, 6 to 700 pound steers 147 175 50, 6 to 700 pound heifers 135 148. 7 to 800 pound steers 139 147, 7 to 800 pound heifers 125 135, packer cows 68 to 79 and a half, canner and cutter cows 63 to 67.50, packer bulls $1 to $1.04, feeder bulls 79 and a half to 85, top half the cow calf pairs $1,000 to $1,575 per pair, top half the bred cows $900 to $1,260 per head. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeastern New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
The days are filled with the smell of barbecue and the sound of kids playing in the pool. The nights are filled with the flash of fireworks. Yeah, it's tailgate season in Roswell, and here at the Tailgate Nation, we're doing our best to help your family make the most of it. Roswell Ford has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southeastern New Mexico, starting at just $5,000. We're talking premium, late model cars, trucks, and SUVs you'll be proud to own and delighted to drive. Each one has passed a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy without being shy. Right now, your trade-in has never been worth more, so if you're upside down, this might be the time for you to get right side up again. Or consider selling your current vehicle. Roswell Ford is paying top dollar for good, clean, used cars and trucks. So why not stop by and see what it's worth? It's tailgate season and America calling. Begin your family adventure with a fresh new ride from the Tailgate Nation, Roswell Ford, at the corner of 9th and Main.
Tuesday edition Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show will dive into the latest surrounding the COVID vaccine controversies, and the FBI is telling us that we should be monitoring what friends and family say and informing on them. What else, Buck?
Plus, we've got the updated situation in Cuba. Will Cuban freedom become a reality, and what's the U.S. going to do about it? We'll talk about that and more coming up today on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:20, and joining us in the studio this morning, I'm aware of many hats, but wearing his Leadership Roswell hat today. Rick Kraft with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mike. I'm used to listening to this on the other side of
Catching
the microphone.
The other end of
yeah.
it. Yeah, so when you hear a dead spot, that's your turn to talk.
That's my turn, okay.
You're not listening.
Well, I'll sit here and you can gesture when you want me to speak.
Got it.
I'm okay listening and learning today.
Well, you're going to be teaching, too, a little bit, I hope,
okay.
here. But for folks that aren't familiar, and we're going to talk all about it here, Rick is telling us about a program. It's called Leadership Roswell. And I know we've talked. Anybody that's listened to this show at any regular stretch, or even more than once, will probably be aware that or at least of Leadership Roswell. But it really is a great program that I don't know. To me, it serves multiple folds. It's a great I don't know, just vessel to learn about your community. I would say that's one thing, but I mean, obviously the big part, which is the part in the title of the program, being leadership, you learn skills and things that help you regardless of your career, or really what you're doing. If you're living on Earth, these leadership skills will help you in whatever pursuit you do, and it's really just a great program that if you've been kind of in the community for a while or new to the community, it's something you're going to gain, I think, a lot of great insight out of. So is that pretty close?
No, it's a good overview. I guess I'd ask the rhetorical question, maybe make it not rhetorical, and say, who out there would like to be better equipped to make a difference a year from now than they are today? Absolutely. And that's what Leadership Roswell helps you do. Yeah. Because it covers all gamuts. You're going to get an opportunity to see parts of our community that you may not normally see. You get to learn how the sausage is made in some aspects, as far as like government and well, in some cases, literally sausage. But well, I break it into three boxes. Sure. We can make 10, but one of them is, as you said, the title, which is leadership. Mm-hmm. Equipping people to better be able to lead in their day-to-day lives, to influence others, to make a positive impact. A second is a networking. Mm-hmm. When we take a class size of 30, by the time you graduate, you've got you may know some of the students ahead of time, but by the time you're through, you've got 29 others. Sure. That you can 30 impact. People you could probably call friends at the end of the year. There, and relationships are everything. Mm-hmm. And then the third is education, which is kind of what you touched on earlier. Also, is learning what's going on in our community, what's going on in our county or state. Absolutely, and I guarantee, no matter how well versed you are, there's going to be facets you're like, oh, I didn't know that. I point to me as an example. I went in as a radio guy. By the way, I graduated from the program several years ago, but magna cum laude. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Back when the Pilgrim. No, I was kidding. But and I kind of like, I'm a radio guy. I kind of have, by design, I kind of have my finger on the pulse of what's going on. But yeah, there's many facets of things.
I didn't get to experience before, or things I knew of but never got to see behind the scenes about, or that to me was a very valuable tool, and obviously making the connections and things like you said. I mean, it's and the program at times will force you out of your comfort zone by design. I'm not now. That being said, it's not going to be like, all right, we're not going to put you in an escape room and leave you there, or nothing like that. But there's going to be things that push your, like for me personally, the push envelope stuff was when we got a chance to do some ropes course type things, and the Assurance Home hosted us as they do most years. Very great organization, but they have stuff that they do with their teenagers and things that they put us through, and I was born without wings, man. I'm not supposed to be up in the air. I don't care if it's 12 feet or 10,000 feet. It's not how I roll, you know. And so that was an overcome for me to go up the tower and climb as high as I could and do things that I'm like, no. This is not part of what I do. But and so but for you it might be different. It might be something else like, I had to give a presentation in front of the group, and you're like, oh man, I didn't want to stand in front of those people, you know. But everyone has their different fears. I don't have that one so much, but but I think that's also part of the program, is to broaden your horizons and push you out of your comfort zone and expand your boundaries a little bit.
Yeah, it's all about growth. And so, you're talking about whether you're new to the community or been a member a long time. I've been through the program 30 times, and I learned something every year.
That's right. You've probably been to the program the most of everybody.
I've got growth ahead, and I don't know what I don't know till I go through the program again. And we've had people who grew up in Roswell, lived here their whole lives, and they think, what is there to learn? But between the speakers and the tours, and the discussions, I mean, there's just so many things that people don't realize they don't know until they come through the program.
Absolutely. And here's another aspect I think some can appreciate is one of the parts of the year-long program. It's a year-long. You have basically a class a month on average. Usually it's around the part of the first Friday of the month on average. It does float around depending on the class schedule and who's going to be sponsoring and what business. If you're touring businesses and things, Fridays don't always work in their game plan. So that kind of stuff happens. But for the most part, it's on Fridays. But the part that I think you'll get to love about this is part of this facet is the legislative side too. And there's a planned trip during the legislative session to go to Santa Fe and meet legislators, meet judges, meet some of the governor, hopefully, depending on schedules and everything. And I think that's a great side of it, because y'all may watch the news during the legislative session and see kind of what was passed or what committees were talking about what this particular day. But there you're talking to the people making those decisions. You're talking to the people that help the people make those decisions. And so you kind of get a better picture of how a law happens here in the state and things, because sometimes you think, well, that's going to be common sense that you fly through committees and you're like, but here's why, and so you kind of get a better insight on how state government is run too. And I think that's, I'm not saying you're not still going to complain about things afterwards, because you might or not, but at least you'll understand why things go the way they go sometimes.
Yeah, that's the Santa Fe trip, which is typically last weekend or last Monday, Tuesday in January. And as you said, we focus on all three of the branches from the judiciary. Usually we meet with the Supreme Court Justice and get a tour of the Supreme Court building, which I doubt very many listeners have had a chance to do that, even the back room where they take their robes off.
Sure. Yeah. Ooh, even that one. This is where all the action happens.
And then
is it like a robe, like a sports locker room with just robes?
Yeah, they literally have lockers back there, and they say they get to ask the question, "What do you wear under the robe?" Sometimes they answer that, sometimes they don't. But
and then table with Gatorade.
And then the legislative side, we invite all our local legislators and get a chance to visit with them, and then we get to see how they sit and such when we walk into the both the House and the Senate chambers, and then the executive. Usually we get to meet with the governor, and we've also gone to we sit in her room. I don't know if they call it the cabinet room, but with a huge table. It's very, very interesting and intimidating, but we get a chance to dialogue, and then we go to the governor's mansion typically afterwards, and we talk about, with lobbyists, and we go to a reception up there. Just a lot of other activities all put together. But by the time you come back, you see Santa Fe different.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's now, I'm not saying you're going to agree or disagree with politics and things. That's for your own decision making. But you'll at least have an understanding on how the cogs in the wheel turn and everything else there. And that's important, I think. Just to understanding. We see the world we live in today, and people loving to share their thoughts and opinions on Facebook. And as you read them, you're kind of like, well, I don't think they're coming from a place of knowing what's going on. And you can understand that much better, and it's a valuable insight, I think, and that will help you. Just even if you're a small business owner, if you have that insight, if you know how the system works, then that gives you leverage on how to manipulate and work through the system to your advantage. So,
the other thing the program does, and a couple of years ago for the yearbook, which the committee puts together, they listed all the presenters that addressed during the year. I'd never counted them, but it was like 104.
Wow.
And so, when you have that much interaction, whether it's a legislator up in Santa Fe or whether it's somebody in government down here or in business, even if you just hear them for 15 minutes or 20 minutes do a presentation, you can connect with them and say, hey, I heard you speak on this. I got questions on that, or how can I help you? So just who you're exposed to is amazing. And it really works because of the community.
Absolutely.
We'd have no program without the community stepping up.
Absolutely. And this part, too, Rick won't admit this part, but Rick's kind of the glue that holds this together. When he plans, he's Margaret, he's got some folks that really help him out here. But Rick's dedication to this program and Rick's just time and energy spent into this is what's made it arguably the best program of this kind in the state. Just so folks know, there's leadership programs in other parts of the state. They tend to come to the Roswell one to use it as a template for their own programs and things like that. So, and it's
39 years.
9 years now we're up to. So Rick's gotten pretty good over the time here, over the years of getting this done. But 39 years this program's been going. And it's just been getting better and better each year. Even last year when COVID tried to put a bunch of wrinkles in it, that class didn't get to do everything that the normal class, the normal conditions the classes would get to do. But they also got to do things that the other classes didn't get to do either. I mean, they basically got to hang out with the governor, former governor, Susana Martinez, like just hanging out, chewing the bull and hearing her story and things like that. And not many people get a one-on-one in a formal but informal setting like that, and get to talk with it and kind of learn the human side. And I think a lot of people would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that room and things like that. But that's kind of part of the experiences that with Leadership Roswell in itself. Yeah, there's things, but then there's also special opportunities, things that pop up that, it's unique to your class too. It's like, well, we have a lucky opportunity this time to meet so-and-so or do. It's just, that's what the class is. And the reason Rick's able to get things like that happening because others see the value in this program outside of Roswell too. I think that's when we talk about the success of it. But when you get the governor to agree to hang out and just talk, about her personal life for hours with 30 strangers, let's face it, that speaks volumes to what they understand the importance of this program is too. So.
Well, if you ask the question, what makes a good manager, it's a good team.
Yeah.
And so I'm honored to have served coming up on 3 decades now, and it's a passion I have. But it works because of a team, and whether it's Margaret, Matthew Chappell, got elected president last year, worked with us this year. Amber Dollar served a year ago, but it's a great team. This will be our 39th year. It's the longest continuous program of its kind in the state of New Mexico. We have 977 graduates. And so
wow,
we're excited about that. Yeah, so
is that 30 times 39 roughly? Or
Well, some years, actually, I've been involved 30 years, but some years we didn't have a full 30 students before me, so I had to go back and figure it out. But
so it required some more complex ciphering.
Yeah. But back in 1983, 83, the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, which is we're a program.
The
from
Roswell
the
Chamber is the host of it houses the program here.
Right, and as a program of the chamber, which we're honored to be also, a forward-looking board sat down and said, let's do some leadership training for our community, and they're the ones that breathe life into it.
Gotcha.
And so that's exciting to think that a group of local leadership here started this before the rest of the state caught on, and it is a model program both statewide and nationally.
Absolutely. Well, I think one of the smart things they did, too, was ask you to get involved with the program.
The timing was right.
It very much plays a part in that. Now, the class is limited in size because they've worked out the sweet spot. If it's too big, it's really hard to do some of the others. Too little, sometimes it doesn't is not as effective in some of the group teachings and things like that. So 30 is the sweet spot here. The good news is any of you can apply. If I don't care if you've been in Roswell 2 minutes or 20 years or somewhere in between, if you have a desire to be a part of this community and do things to want to better it, whether it's through business, through nonprofit, through whatever, then you're in it for the right reasons, and that's what we would like to see applied. Now, here's the catch. It is limited to 30. More than 30 generally apply for this program, so not everyone is going to get in. We want to make it tough for the committee to select, so we want to see as many as possible, and we want to see as many quality candidates as possible. So what you guys need to do, if you're interested, you can go to the Chamber of Commerce and go pick up the application. It's not very complex. It's a couple pages. However, it's not a and B, fill in your name, address, and roll with it. This is a thought-provoking questionnaire. We want to kind of see what your thoughts are in the community. So it's going to be questions like, what do you love about the community? What do you see as problems in the community? What are your reasons for being a part of this program? And we want to hear more than just crime sucks. or I like the zoo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Why? What's your, okay, crime stinks. Why do you think that is? And what do you think we need to do to start curtailing that, And so the committee's going to read those answers and pick their best 30 candidates out of it. Now, if you've applied in years past, you do get a little bump in your, like a few extra points, a bump up in your selection. So if you tried last year or the year before or year before that, apply again. You will you'll get a little more weight carried on your applications because we see you're committed and wanting to do this. So we're going to take that into consideration. But if you do not get in, don't take heart. Keep trying again. Rick will personally call you and tell you exactly where you're at and So sometimes it's just not a matter of you're more than qualified. We just have 35 people that are equally qualified, and so somebody has to be the short straw here. And unfortunately, it'll be you this time. But please apply next year. And so
and as you made the point, Mike, it's since it's a paper application, it's so important to make sure that you don't rush it.
Yeah,
take your time and fill it out because you might have the 10 out of 10 personality skills. But, the committee that scores it is going off paper.
Absolutely.
So, what you've been involved in, what you're going to be involved with, all that's important. But, you can't speak and look into the eyes of the people who are doing it.
Everything that they're learning about you is on that piece of paper. Right. So you have to think about it in those terms. It's like, all right, what information I want to put on there that I want them to get the best understanding who I am. And that's if you look at that from that angle when you answer the questions and things, I think it'll help you, guide you with those answers. Because I know you're going to be thinking, "Wow, what answer do they want from me?" Cry. No. We want to hear from you and hear what your thought is. As you learned in the Leadership Roswell class, it's ideas come from all kinds of places and things. Who knows? You may say something there and it's like, you know what? That's really a problem that we never thought about. Maybe we should devote a class or devote something. You know, I'm saying this is the answers you give aren't wrong or right answers. They're what your thoughts are on it, and we just want to see how you think and and how you have your vested interest in the community. And
there's two ways to get the application.
Yes.
You know, one is at the Roswell Chamber. You can pick up a printed copy. That's 121 West 2nd Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other is online. We have about half and half. About half the people apply online at the Roswell website, Roswell Chamber website, roswellnm.org.
Mm-hmm.
And there's links to click to get to the programs and
yes.
stuff. But they've got to get it done. We're like 2 weeks from Friday.
The
30th.
deadline.
Yeah,
the deadline is the end of the July. By end of business, the July 30th, right?
Yeah, 5 o'clock on the 30th.
Is the 31st a Saturday this year?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so it's July 30th this year, 5 p.m. Get it into the chamber. And then, now if you're asking, should it be handwritten, typed? I've seen both. Do what you think's best for you, and I would ask legible.
Yeah,
that would be a good one.
But in the old days, before we had the link for the online applications,
mm-hmm.
Everything was written, so you kind of learned about the person some also by the way they wrote.
Yeah, there is something there too.
Some look like they could do calligraphy professionally. Others, you think, and who taught them how to write?
I'm sure psychiatrists could spend hours doing that kind of, if it's very meticulous and things. That I'm sure that tells them a lot about a person versus what we call the doctor signature spiel. It probably also tells something a lot about us too. So.
Yeah. But we close the applications the 30th of July. We'll know who the class is within a couple weeks, and then the program will start in September.
Yes.
Right out of the blocks there.
The commitment, there is some financial commitments. There are scholarship opportunities if finances are a problem. There's check boxes on the application to indicate that. Those can be worked out, so please don't let that be the hurdle for not applying. We can figure the money part out, but sometimes businesses pay for it. If you're going represent your company, they generally will pay for it sometimes. And like I said, if you need scholarship and you have no fund, we'll figure that out. Don't worry about that part.
And the tuition is $650.
Okay.
And so, but as you said, Mike, it's very important. I don't want a single student not to apply for financial reasons.
Mm-hmm.
If you apply and make it, then we address those issues, and whether we take some payments or we can do scholarships up to half scholarship, depending on how many scholarships and how many people have need. In most cases, employers do pay for it. Sometimes they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if someone's interested in the program, I don't want to make finances be a reason not to apply, or once they make it, not to.
You make it, and we'll figure the money part out. That we'll put our heads together and come up with.
And included in that, I mean, I think that for 9 classes, call it 10 with the Santa Fe trip. It's a not for profit. I mean, this isn't something that's trying to make money for the Roswell Chamber.
Yeah, this actually goes back into the program. It's paying for your rooms in Santa Fe. It's paying for the
bus trip and
bus trips, transportation.
We've got meals, we got notebooks, we got.
It kind of covers the cost of 1 year of classes, basically. And
the goal is to break even, and so it's not the return for the investment is very high.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and you're going to learn as you're in the class, because you'll be on committees and things. You're going to be assigned projects, and maybe you're on the graduation committee or the bus trip to Santa Fe committee, and you're going to have to do some planning and soliciting and things during that part too. So it all incorporates into that too, and so it all fits. Just.
Yeah, the Leadership New Mexico program I have not seen recently, but last I knew their tuition was just under $3,000.
Oof!
And they don't have as much programming as we do. So
we do have a better bang for your buck for what's it like 1, 2, 3, like 400% more?
Yeah,
something like that.
Well,
I don't do math very well, but it's crazy. Yeah,
it's successful because of volunteers. I mean, those we
have dedicated. Yeah, they're donating time. They're donating resources. I mean. A lot of times, like our class leaders and things, they'll go out and for lunches and things. A lot of time, businesses like, hey, I'll donate you 10 pizzas or
a lot of sponsorships and
$30 people's worth of sandwiches and things. Yeah.
And we appreciate that a lot. But other than the chamber, the full time staff that helps us greatly. Other than that, everyone else that does the program is all volunteers.
Yeah, it's all side. When they're they've got their 10 other things they're busy in their life with, day jobs, family, etc., and they also spend time volunteering to help this.
It's not about those that run the program; it's about those in the program.
Well, but I think those that have run the program is a testament to the program, because these being all volunteers, folks that have been involved with it. Let's face it, the ones that have been kind of the nucleus have been there for quite a few years now, and I think that's a testament into the program in and of itself. People wouldn't dedicate their time, give away of themselves for free if they didn't believe in the product, and so I think that it speaks volumes for the product as well that we have that many people that dedicated for free doing what they do.
Well, the goal is to improve the program every year. Every class we take evaluations, and at the end of the year we take an evaluation for the whole year. And Matthew Chappell, who will be run the program with Margaret and I this year, when we sat down to meet with him the first time, he says, "I want the class of 2022, which is the one we're recruiting for." He says, "I want it to be the best program ever."
All right.
And we thought, well, that's what we do. Every year we like to move it up a rung if we can. And
absolutely.
We've just been blessed because every year with input from those who go through the program and those that help us run the program, we feel like we make it better each year.
Absolutely.
And after 30 trips around the sun for myself, and Margaret's about trip 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And then the new ideas of the last class president.
Absolutely. And trust me, if you've been on the fence about signing up and applying for the Leadership Roswell program, do it. Get your applications in. I'm like I said, I'm a DJ and I get to see a lot of things, but I got to experience things I never would have got to do. The trips out to FLETC I thought were very fun, but very enlightening and entertaining and educational as well too. Yeah, we got to shoot guns and all that cool stuff, but you really get an insight on, protecting our borders and what some of the stuff that they do and train for, and things that sometimes we don't even think about as people that don't, we think of drug run and this, but those guys got that times 10 other things too. We don't think about that kind of stuff.
Well, I enjoy listening to you on the radio, Mike, and since you went through the program, I hear you oftentimes say, well, I went down there and did this, or I went and did that.
I incorporated
and,
a story,
yeah.
A lot of times my stories on the air, I'm like, oh yeah, when I was in Leadership Roswell, I got to do this. So I kind of, it does give me a story or two for the radio.
But I made a list. This isn't every year, but a typical year, these are places that we tour, the Institute, Supreme Court Building, Santa Fe, Dairy, FAA Tower, the University, the county offices, the Roundhouse in Santa Fe, Baldwin Paint, Leprino, the Police Department, Christmas by Krebs, Roswell Livestock Auction, the Governor's Mansion, Pecos Valley Production, Historical Society, Graves Farm. That's just plus you said the FLETC, which is a great trip.
Yeah.
There's just, the locations that you get into, and it depends on the year, but it's totally awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. You get unique experience. Like one year, the year I went, we also got to go to. They just got bought out and changed to a new company. Mystic, but Mystic it was and that I knew of Mystic. I had no idea what was going on out there until I went out, and that's the kind of stuff that I appreciated from Leadership Roswell. I got to tour the jail and see the jail, and that was pretty neat too. And I make the joke every time. It's like, I've never been there. Despite what you think, I've never been to the jail. But that gave me a lot of insight. It's pretty big in there since they've done the updates and the remodels and stuff. And I'd like to think of all facilities like that, they probably had a pretty easy time during COVID and things. Not I say easy, but you know what I mean. That because of the resources available there, they were able to mitigate through COVID probably better than some other facilities like that, like detention centers and such. So it's a pretty neat place if you're not a resident.
we only lose one student a year when we go through that tour. But it's all about the individuals and equipping them. We put tools in front of them and ask them to pick them up and use them. And as important, it's about our community.
Absolutely.
And so we want people equipped to make an impact on our community positively.
And I would say, even if you're someone that's been doing leadership roles, serving in leadership roles for many years now. Your inputs, because the class teaches the class in and of itself. You work together in groups and things, and we learn from each other. But I would also say, you hear the saying, you can't teach old dog new tricks. No, but you can show them one or two, and they can decide to use them or not. And I think there's even folks have been kind of doing leadership, whether it's business or whatever it is, for a long time, I still think you're going to find things and take things out of this class that you would have never realized. Things like time management, things that you think you're juggling now, but then realize, well, maybe I'm not juggling so well. And I think the class also does a great job of bringing that side out too. And just even so, regardless, if you've been, I've been in the community pillar for 47 years, or I'm new to Roswell, what's this place like? Anywhere between, I think you're going to gain something out of this class.
Well, and it's as you said, Mike. It's one day a month. It's a full day. We go from 8 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Each day has a theme.
Mm-hmm.
We have city day, county day, law enforcement. We have a youth panel discussion, education, health and human services, agribusiness, manufacturing, FLETC. So we have a theme coupled with the leadership training.
Yeah.
So
so you'll kind of get like county day, you're going to go and see the county buildings and some of the things like that, and but trust me, I think please get your applications, go swing by the chamber, pick up an application, get it turned in. Don't wait till July 28th, 29th, 30th. Pick it up this week. Give you time to mull and kind of contemplate your answers and things. Again, there's not wrong or right answers, but we want to learn about you. And basically, the committee of people that are going to select the class of 2022, the only thing they've got to go on is what you put in that application. So sell yourself, man. Make yourself look great. I know even if you kind of sound like, oh, this sounds like I'm a little conceited. Okay, be a little conceited. That's all right. We want to know, where you're at, what you're doing, what you want to do, and we want to, so we can kind of understand if this is the, if we are on the same page you are, and if you are, then we're going to get you in the class.
Yeah, some of the leadership training we do is we talk about goal setting, attitude, communication. You'd mentioned organization, creating margin in your life. We have class discussions on difficult topics, and the list goes on and on from there. But there's overcoming failure. There's dealing with stress. There's a lot of things that we get into. So
absolutely,
the idea is to focus on things. I mean, most of the world on a typical Friday, there's just another Friday.
Yeah,
they're just going through the daily routine. They go to bed that night. It's just another Friday. But when you give us one Friday a month, you go home with all sorts of new ideas and thoughts and tools.
And we're running low on time here, so I don't want to go elaborate too much. But I think that's another great aspect of Leadership Roswell is exposing you to things, even things that you may even feel a little uncomfortable or unknowledgeable about or have strong opinions of one way or another. I think the class gets you to look at those things sometimes from different perspectives. I know we get set in our opinions, we get set in our ways, but sometimes a group discussion or an informal discussion about a particular subject, which, they'll breach sometimes in Leadership Roswell. I think, I'm not saying it's going to change opinions, but I think it'll give you a clearer picture of what everyone's opinions are on them, and you can agree or disagree, but at least understand it. And I think we need a little more understanding on everybody.
Last 3 years, you've talked about diversity, Black Lives Matter, Me Too, homeless. I mean,
but even like cannabis and things and stuff that are still subjects or some people have very strong opinions on. You have experts that come in and give you the information, the facts, and you can like or dislike, but they're giving you true information to form opinions on and things versus, oh, I heard on Facebook this and that. You know what I mean? It tackles some of that and just takes some of the speculation out of the conversation, and I like that. So
I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee whoever's in the class of 2022, they'll have a good experience.
Absolutely. I guarantee your first class in September to your last class in May, you're going to look at the world a little bit differently. You're going to have a greater appreciation for our community, and I think you yourself are going to be better personally, and I think your connections with people in your lives will be better too. I think.
And it's as you said earlier, a lot of people wait till the last minute, and it kind of drives me crazy looking at the applications because every year there's one or two or three that just barely miss it.
Sure, 4:57 on Friday, the last Friday,
or the Monday afterwards. They'll call and say, "Is it too late?" Now, but that's part of leadership is doing things timely. So if someone's interested or whoever's interested, go ahead and do the application now. Just get it in, and don't worry about the deadline.
Yeah,
and,
just get it filled out, get it done this week. Like I said, if you get a chance. Here today or tomorrow, come by the chamber, pick up your applications, give you a day or two to percolate and think about it, and then maybe this weekend get to typing and writing and get it turned in next week.
And if they have questions, they can call the chamber. They're also welcome to call me, Rick Kraft at my office.
Absolutely.
And I'll take time to discuss with whomever. It's about meeting the needs of those who apply. So we want to make sure if there's any questions out there, we get them addressed.
Absolutely. And of course, the Chamber of Commerce has their Facebook page, Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, which supports the Leadership Roswell program. It's separate but different, but the same sort of. You can always shoot messages to either one of those Facebook pages if you prefer doing that, and there'll be people that can help you get whatever, answer your questions or take care of whatever you need there.
We've got a great alumni group.
Absolutely. But don't forget, July 30th, close of business, 5 p.m., July 30th. Get your applications into the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. If you wait till 5:30, you're going to try for class of 2023.
That's a good way of putting it. Got to wait another trip around the sun.
Exactly. Is there anything we missed, Rick, or do we get it all?
I think, like I said, I just think it's a great opportunity, and it's a great program that the Chamber does that's offered to our community. So
absolutely.
I hope people really, a lot of people say, I'll do it next year.
Yeah.
But I really would encourage people to
maybe that last week of, maybe around Tuesday or so, we can get you guys back on just, all right, procrastinators, this is your 2-minute notice here, your 2-minute warning on this. Get it done. So.
And I want to tell you, I appreciate all you do, Mike.
Well,
community.
I'm glad. I'm very appreciative of what Leadership Roswell's done, and I'm so glad to be a part of that program and serve in the capacities I do on the board and things for the Alumni Association, because it's a great program. I'm telling you, I don't care who you are or where you're at in life. This program you will benefit from, and you just might like it. That's
add value.
We talk about the growth and things you're going to have, but you're going to have fun too. I mean, you get to try new things. You get to goof around. I mean, it's not all work. I mean, it's social, and while you're doing your group projects, these are some of these projects like you got to protect an egg. That's kind of one of the projects. There's a lesson there, but you're protecting an egg. So there's comedy's going to ensue when you're working on these projects and things. That's what the program's all about. So. Rick, as always, appreciate the visit, and we'll see you here next time, and I'm sure you got a stack of stuff waiting for you.
Sure.
Good news is he didn't have a long commute to get back to his office.
About 20 steps. keep up the good job. We appreciate you, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, it is 7:55. Let's go ahead and take you into your Town Hall Business Update. Quick break. Don't go away.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Tesla founder Elon Musk took to the witness stand Monday to defend his company's 2016 acquisition of a troubled company called Solar City against a lawsuit that claims he's to blame for a deal that was rife with conflicts of interest and never delivered the profits he'd promised. Volvo Trucks of North America says some striking workers crossed picket lines Monday at a southwestern Virginia factory as the company plans to restart production. A spokesman for the factory near Roanoke, Virginia, says it will take a few days to get assembly lines back up and running at the plant. 2,900 UAW workers are employed there. The strike started in April. On Wall Street, the Dow was up 126 points to 34,996. The Nasdaq gained 31 to 14,733, and the S&P 500 ahead 15 points to 4,384. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Grab your family and friends and make plans to be a part of this year's Eddy County Fair, July 27th through August 1st. There's always so much to do, see, and eat at the fair, and this year is no exception. For sure, you're going to want to come out Friday night to take in the smoking hot bull riding at the Artesia Horse Council Arena, followed by a concert with this year's featured band, Flatland Cavalry. Then on Saturday at noon, it's the Fire and Ice Contests featuring a chili cook-off and ice cream eating. The always challenging Anvil Toss is scheduled for 2 p.m. Come enjoy the carnival nightly while also supporting the efforts of our area youth as they showcase their beautiful animals all week long. The Eddy County Fair is here. See the entire schedule at eddycountyfair.com. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
If you have a student who's ready to further their education, think Eastern New Mexico University first. The state of New Mexico, through the Lottery Scholarship Program, will pay 100% of your student's tuition if you are a New Mexico resident. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to further your student's higher education at the only 4-year university on the High Plains. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Explore, experience, excel. Eastern New Mexico University.
Authentic Asian dishes start with authentic ingredients, and Asian Market is your one-stop shop for all those hard-to-find authentic ingredients. Kimchi, pork belly, fresh young coconut, white miso paste, and a variety of mushrooms, plus red snapper, cuttlefish, green mussels, clam meat, and more. Authentic flavors like holy basil, Thai chili, and even more waiting for you at Asian Market. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7, and Sundays, noon to 7 at 5702 South Main in Roswell. Come experience the flavors of the East at Asian Market.
Bull riders, prepare yourselves for 2 days of back-to-back bucking. July 30th, it's the Smoking Hot Bull Riding in Artesia, New Mexico, with $5,000 added money. Followed on July 31st by the Butterfield Festival Bull Riding Championships in Monahans, Texas, with $3,000 added money. Entry fee is $100 with 100% payback. Books open July 16th through 28th. 2 fantastic nights. Double the bucking, double the chances, double the fun. $1,000 bonus for the high point average for both nights. Fields limited to first 40 riders for each event. The Smoking Hot Bull Ride at the Artesia, New Mexico Council Arena. July 30th, followed on July 31st by the Butterfield Festival Championship at Ward County Arena in Monahans, Texas. To enter in Artesia, call 575-703-5455. To enter in Monahans, call 432-202-1119.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
Closing in on 8 o'clock, Town Hall News next. We'll be back on the other side.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Well, much of the West is dealing with a record-breaking drought. In parts of the East, the problem is too much rain. The National Weather Service's Bob Oravec says more heavy thunderstorms in the forecast.
We anticipate the greatest threat for any flash flooding to be across parts of northern and northwestern New York State, but also extending southward through Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, and into Kentucky. Farther east across the big cities, at the moment, we don't anticipate a big impact from heavy rains. Most of the heavy rains are expected farther to the west.
Also, the potential for flooding rains from the northern plains into the upper Mississippi Valley over the next few days. Saying that rising crime, economic mismanagement, and out-of-control homelessness are wrecking his home state, conservative radio talk show host Larry Elder has announced his candidacy for governor of California in the September 14th recall. Elder, who stepped down last evening from his nationally syndicated talk show on the Salem Radio Network, the parent company of townhall.com, asked why he feels that hosting a radio talk show has prepared him to be governor of America's most populous state.
Well, for one thing, I am well known in this state. People up and down the state know what my views are. I'm a guy with common sense who's pragmatic. I'm a guy with good judgment. I've run my own business. I understand the problems and concerns about small business people. And I'm a native Californian, born and raised here.
If California voters opt to recall incumbent Democrat Gavin Newsom in September, Larry Elder hoping to replace him in the governor's mansion. In Maryland, 2 law enforcement officers have been wounded along with a suspect shooting this morning near a shopping mall in the Baltimore suburb of Woodlawn. A source telling the AP the officers belong to a U.S. Marshals task force and the injuries are not thought to be life-threatening. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is down 82 points, NASDAQ trading 22 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We call him Willy Wonka. He's a chocolate lab. His belly itched, and he would actually lay in the grass and scoot across it to scratch. And Sheba, his sister, she scratched at her ears real bad, and she shook her head so much, she wound up with cauliflower ears.
DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition.
When we first got the Dinovite, they cleaned the bowls up real good. Her ears, they're a whole lot better. Wonka, his belly, it's all really cleaned up. He flops over and lays on his back and just kicks his legs, and I call it his happy dance. They look good and even smell good in between baths. You should give your dogs Dinovite before something happens. And that's kind of like preventative maintenance.
Dynavite for life.
It makes them healthier and happier.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
And your dogs will love it just like mine do.
DINOVITE.com.
The WHO says that wealthy countries should forget about COVID vaccine booster shots, at least for now.
The top official at the World Health Organization is voicing concern about Western countries distributing third doses of coronavirus vaccines when many poor countries have yet to immunize their people. At a press briefing, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus called on drug makers to prioritize supplying their COVID-19 vaccines to the Africa Vaccine Acquisition Task Team, known as COVAX, and to low and middle-income countries with very little coverage. Both Pfizer and Moderna have agreed to supply small amounts of their vaccines to COVAX, but most of their doses are reserved by rich nations. In recent months, vaccination efforts in nearly 60 of the world's poorest countries have stalled. I'm Mike Gracia.
China's exports surged last month, import growth slowing to a still robust level, economic rebound from the pandemic leveling off. News and analysis at townhall.com. One-time pro athlete looking to play a different kind of game. He's challenging Senator John Boozman of Arkansas in next year's GOP primary.
Former NFL player Jake Bequette is an Army veteran and former Razorbacks player who also played for 3 games with the New England Patriots in the 2012 season and 5 games the following season. In a campaign ad, Bequette says what's happening in Washington these days is a disgrace. Democrats have been taken over by radical socialists, and too many Republicans just go along to get along. Senator Boozman faces a crowded primary next year, but enjoys the support of former President Trump and fellow Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Bob Agnew reporting.
The Labor Department reports consumer prices in June rose 0.9% from May. A 5.4% increase over the past year is the sharpest 12-month inflation spike since June of 2008. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
I wanted to see if I could do like a pan thing. It didn't work.
Did you say Pam?
Pan? I think I can help with this little Pam thing.
Sorry. That's a little better.
A little bit.
It had a little bit more left or right on it. That's all right. I got a whistle in the back. We're going to do train sounds later.
Nice. Times. You know, there's certain things that I always wish I could do, like the whole whistle through your hands. I could never do that. I have friends that could put
I can't do it either.
I could never do that. I always wanted to.
I got to be honest, though. The other one I can't do is the fart with your armpit.
You know what? What's weird? After I lost all the weight, I started being able to, but only in the shower. Yeah.
Well, the shower.
Yeah, it's kind of. Well, you gotta have a little wetness there, but yeah, it's once I lost the weight, I kind of was able to create a pocket there, and then.
I had friends that could do that, and I was a little jelly.
Yeah, totally. The same thing with this, though.
Yeah, I can't do that either.
You know what's weird though? What I could do was. That's how I used to whistle. I can't do it anymore with the dental work.
I can sort of whistle the old, the whole. Yeah, I can.
I can inward whistle now. I mean, Whistle by inhaling, I guess I should say.
That's an inhale.
Yeah.
No, that's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
My wife can do the finger thing. I've seen her do the finger thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? When you're a teacher, I think that's like 102.
She can juggle too. I can't do that either.
Yeah, can't. It's distracting like 7 to 8 year olds, and figure out how to get their attention quickly. So yeah, that's all trained in 102. First you learn your reading, writing, arithmetic, and then you learn how to wrangle the snot.
When do they learn teacher voice?
Teacher voice? Yeah. I think that's right around the time they get back to the dorm and they listen to Sister Mary Elephant.
Yeah. All I know is I get that one. I get that one at home.
Well, okay, now are we talking about teacher voice or are we talking about teacher voice?
No, teacher voice is in.
Stern, but
well,
quiet.
It's kind of like, let me give you an example.
Okay.
Say she wants me to take the trash out.
Okay.
She doesn't say, honey, can you take out the trash?
Uh-huh.
She does, I need you to take the trash out, thank you.
Oh. Gotcha. No, I understand. That's, you know what? That's a baller move, though. That's a baller move. That's a Jedi mind trick right there. That's the trash will be taken out now. Thank you. And you go, the trash will be taken out now. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's, you know what?
That's teacher speak.
Props to you, Kim.
That's teacher speak.
I'm guessing that's probably 103 or maybe like 210.
I don't know if that's a trainable thing or it's just instinctual. I don't know.
Well, one's got to imagine that's probably a series. It's process of elimination or trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
She's tried different ways of speaking to 7 to 8 year olds for a number of years, and she's found the most effective way is to say, "This is what you're going to do. Thanks for doing it." Just clarify.
And I'm in that group of people, apparently.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is I would love to. I kind of want to sit at her feet and teach me, teacher, because I literally have to tell my daughter, "I'm not asking you. I'm telling you."
Well, it may work for the kids. Husband sometimes gets pushback. Because once in a while, I mean, sometimes I don't say nothing, but when it does happen once in a while, like, all right, I'm not your kid. Stop. I'll be happy to take out the trash, but don't. That just irks me.
I can understand that. I can get that. A little bit of it, I could be like, you know what? I respect that. But over time, it'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I can understand. But that having been said, I real respect, real. I appreciate the approach. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I mean, it probably works great in the classroom, but not so much with her husband, unless he's
I'm just trying to get the speed because I genuinely want to replicate this. I'm going to need you to take out the trash. Thanks. Thank you. Is that basically it?
Basically.
Okay.
It's kind of
just trying to figure out.
And there's something in the thank you, like the way she goes like thank you, and then it's very grating. It's very
easy now.
Now it's
easy. Easy.
It can be.
Oh, did you get a new phone case?
No, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the same one.
Subject change.
My phone was blue. No, my phone's was blue.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. But no, but yeah, I can absolutely see how that would be effective. Yeah. I genuinely want to.
Well, and if I'm in a good mood or whatever, it goes, rolls down the back, no big deal. Mm-hmm. But every once in a while, if it's been a trying day and then I get one of those, I'm like, all right, I'm nipping that in the bud right now.
That's the thing is, there's a certain wall that one reaches in any relationship, and I'd imagine that wall's been reached for y'all's years ago. Which, the cute little things become the annoying little details.
I think it's in any marriage.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But but I mean, the little things become the big things.
Well, I think after a while it doesn't. Like there's a spot, but like after 20 years, you just that's part of the deal. You kind of, I'm sure there's a bunch of things that annoy the living daylights out of her that I do. That you just kind of that's just what we do.
Or you just do what we always did and just avoid each other during the daylight hours. Hey, what's coming up this hour?
Actually, my wife and I we do a lot of things together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys are doing it right.
Yeah, when I'm not at work or working,
shut up.
Generally speaking, yeah, I was like, you tell me to be careful.
Right.
But we do. I mean, we're together when I'm not at work or when she's not at work. Yeah. Generally we're together in some way, shape, or form.
And I respect the fact that you guys like each other's company. That's admirable.
99% of the time we do.
Boy, that 1%.
Hey, I do like some me time every once.
Fair enough.
I do need that. It's kind of for my own spiritual growth.
And again, I remind you that the Bathroom Reader is still being published.
I know.
So.
I need to get some new ones. Yeah. I got a whole stack of them, but I've read them all, and I haven't bought a new one in about 10 years, so I need some new ones. So.
Yeah, we could definitely use some more mornings with Mike Winters fun facts. So let's get you a new bathroom reader.
I wonder if I have any in this building. I don't think I do. I think they're all at the house.
Well, rightly so. In the bathroom, we have a shared bathroom. You can't exactly leave. Although I bet it would be appreciated if you just
if I put a bookshelf in there.
Yeah.
Talk to Modesto.
Right. Just right there in the stall.
A couple of them. Maybe I don't need like 12
a candle,
Uncle Johns.
A couple of books.
But like maybe 3 Uncle Johns. Mm-hmm. Like give them a variety. Give them like a movie one, a history one, and just a general Uncle John's one.
Nice.
And something they can kind of, between those 3 subjects.
And I'm sorry, I just see a candle. Bookends and then a candle right there.
Candle in the wind.
Super effective in a place like that.
Yeah.
Every time you walk in, the light's off and the light's connected to the fan, so that place just smells terrible.
It's public and there is methane. Maybe go with electric candle.
Sure, fair enough.
Just for security and safety purposes.
Fair enough.
All right, we're going to play our interview with Matt Bristol from Bristol office. He's got way better sound advice than I've got for you. And so we're going to play that for you in just a few minutes. But before we do that, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like things will stay fair for a little while longer, about 90 to 95 for the afternoon highs today, and sunshine with high pressure in place. Overnight, partly cloudy and our low in the upper 60s, and then we get more sunshine tomorrow, slightly warmer with mid-90s and a little bit more breezy. Then some moist air comes back Wednesday night and Thursday with a few thunderstorms. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. My National Weather Service connections still give me no temps here, so let me go to backup. Currently, 71 degrees here in Roswell. Winds right now out of the south-southeast at 7 miles per hour. Humidity is at 79%. Expect some widespread haze today, otherwise sunny. Highs right around 90 expected with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Haze kind of lingering around here till about 9 p.m. Then mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 68 degrees. South winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Expect highs right around 92 with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 69 degrees. South winds 10 to 15. Thursday, we are looking at a 30% chance at some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny. Highs right around 91. Friday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, mostly sunny, highs right around 90. And then looking at your weekend, a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms Saturday, mostly sunny and 92 for a high. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 92. So not much talk of rain till about Thursday. And then it's going to be lingering around through the weekend and looks like to the first part of next week. I think we got that 40 on Saturday, but everything else is around 30% through Monday there, at least. Let's see, how far does my thing go? Till Monday, and they've got rain chances all the way through Monday there. So we'll see. All right, it is 16 minutes after 8 o'clock, and the 85th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo is coming July 30th through August 7th. Celebrating traditions that we treasure. There's something for everyone waiting for you at this year's Lee County Fair. Friday, July 31st is Hispanic Heritage Celebration, and the horse show and mutton busting will be on Saturday. Don't miss the Lee County local team roping on Sunday, then the swine show on Tuesday with Extreme Bulls and a concert featuring Mike Ryan Tuesday night. Admission to the Lee County Fair is $10 for adults, $5 for kids, and kids 5 and under are free. They're offering free admission on Saturday and Sunday. It's the Lee County Fair, July 30th through August 7th, at the fairgrounds in Lovington, New Mexico. You're invited. Come on out and be a part. All right, it is 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then our interview we had with Matt Bristol from the Bristol Law Office. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Chimera has been providing Southeast New Mexico state-of-the-art medical care for over 22 years. Chimera specializes in providing top-quality care for cancer patients, diabetes, thyroid conditions, heart disease, and rheumatoid conditions. Chimera would like to welcome Chris McGoldrick to the team. He brings a wealth of knowledge and compassion to Chimera. Chris specializes in rheumatoid conditions and is ready to help you. Call Chimera 627-9500. Chimera Independent Physicians, here for you.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
Get your family together. It's all about spas. Relax and have fun in any weather.
For decades, homeowners have been frustrated because their canvas patio cover would stop the summer sun but trap the air, turning their back patio into a sauna by midday. Now there's a way to block the piercing sun and vent the hot, stagnant air with a Solara adjustable patio cover from All About Spas in Roswell. A Solara adjustable patio cover is like none you've ever seen. You control the shading. You control the ventilation, all by remote control. Let the natural light in on comfortable days. Protect your patio furniture from the rainfall or damaging ultraviolet rays, all at the touch of a button. And each Solara adjustable patio cover is custom built. Stop by All About Spas and Leisure Living at 3700 North Main in Roswell, across from Discount Tire.
It's all right here at All About Spas.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from Bristol Law Office, Matt Bristol back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself? Everything fair okay with the storms and everything this weekend?
Well, my wife and I live up near Brando. Mm-hmm. She kind of wanted KFC for dinner on Sunday, and so after the first big storm passed, and that was about an hour's worth.
Yeah.
I was looking at the radar, and I thought, well, I might have a window of opportunity. So I drove all the way from Brando to KFC.
So you went from one end of town to the other.
And I took Union. And North Union was flooded. South Union was flooded. Hobbs was flooded. I mean, it was a whole lot of water going on.
Man. Well, was the chicken good?
It was. It was. But like a KFC, there were no sidewalks. It was just water straight across the street.
Wow.
Yeah, it was deep.
Wow. Yeah, and the south end just always, I guess it's lower, and they just, you get a drop of rain, and next thing you know, there's standing water down in the south end. It's just how it is.
Yeah, there was one street, and I don't recall the name of it, but it was a river. I mean, it was rushing across Union. Yeah, so
wish we could get this rain spread out a little bit. We don't need all of it in a day or an hour.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit every night. At night.
Give us 10, 15 minutes each night. Maybe we can space it out. That'd be perfect. But we don't get that say, so it is what it is.
You didn't lose any windows, did you? From the
no, we did fine. We got loud and got, we did okay. We knock on wood. Everything worked. Everything's good for now, and exactly. And no need to call to get anything repaired yet. But sometimes you don't find out things till days later, so we'll see.
Yeah. So Sean was talking about the roofers, storm chasers coming in town. So to be a roofer in New Mexico, you do have to be licensed. And folks, you can always check at the Construction Industries Division in Santa Fe to see if these people are licensed.
Okay.
If they are, they're supposed to have their license number on the truck, business card, invoices, bids.
Yeah, when it comes to any kind of contract work for your home or really anything, you do your homework on that stuff. You hear. You've heard the hundreds and thousands of nightmare stories of people with contractor work and things like that, and I'm guessing I don't have a lot of experience in this department, and I haven't hired a lot of contractors to do things for me. But like anything else you do your homework, and like Matt was saying here, make sure that they have the certifications, and because that's the huge red flag. If they don't have any of that, odds are then you might want to find somebody else to go do your project.
There are people that live here that do roofs, and they're not licensed contractors.
Yeah.
So again, that's the Construction Industries Division.
Put it this way, the Judge Judy show has a whole reason, or on the air is for a lot of it is because people didn't do their homework on their contractor work.
So another tidbit is the Construction Industries had a really good lobbyist at some point. Because the law says that if an unlicensed contractor does work on your house, you don't have to pay him.
Oh, wow.
Not even for the materials.
Wow.
That's the penalty for not being licensed. So it's, they had a really good lobbyist.
Good deal. So do your homework a little bit. I know, and I know especially probably this time of year and things is when most people think about things like this too. So just do your homework out there, and especially now that we're going to see probably some storm with roofs and with probably even your dent repairs on your cars and all those and all that too.
Yeah, I was up north. We only had like marble size hail, maybe a quarter, but sounds like Sean saw some really big pieces.
Yeah, there was they said down south lemon size, and like I said, I saw a couple of gnarly looking the spiky things that they were in his hand. But it was bad yesterday. So do your homework on that. That's something that I'm sure Matt's seen a time or two where you just you trust somebody a little too much, and you end up having to get things redone or pay for it out the tooth later on. So.
Well, that's right. You get what you pay for, so don't take the low bid. They might be unlicensed.
Yeah, this is true. There might be a reason why they undercut the other group by a couple grand.
Yeah. Yes, be careful out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for folks who don't know, Matt joins us once a month, and we chit-chat about just sage legal advice for anything from family law-related issues to business and in between. We've spent a lot of time talking bankruptcy over the last couple times here.
Sean and I started last month when you were on vacation.
Yeah.
It looked like you had a great time at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, absolutely. No legal issues there.
Good. Awesome. So Sean and I were talking about stuff, and so one of the things I kind of realized after the conversation was a lot of people that come in for, just see debt relief, I need this, and what's going on. Most people do not have a written budget. And that kind of always shocked me because I've had a written budget for so long.
Sure.
I guess. But that's really the first step is everybody should have a written budget and follow that budget. So until you know where your money's going, you really can't redirect it.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know, I guess, me growing up and learning finances and learning how to do all that, we we did a lot more work in the checkbook. So, in there, your ledger where you could keep, and that I think most people had at least that going on growing up. But now that we're in a digital world and banking's done online and people can go and just look at their bank statement online at any given time, I think people are now less apt to sit down and make either a written down thing or have like a QuickBooks or one of these programs to kind of input that information anymore.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the debit card that they use instead of writing a check. And when the days we used to pay with checks, we had a check register. And we'd write down who the check was to and how much it was
your credit.
for.
We had to learn all those ledger lines and all that stuff.
Balance the checkbook every month. And now with debit cards, people can look at their statement online. They can look at it, but I don't know how often they do or if they even really pay attention to the money that's going out.
Well, and that can be deceiving, too, because if you wrote a physical check and, that's not going to show up in there as quick as something that you paid a card for. So if you're not paying attention there and you wrote a check for something and then you turn around and spend all the money at the grocery store and then the check comes in, since you weren't keeping a ledger of all that, it's easy to forget that kind of stuff. People are like, oh yeah, I forgot that check come in. And I mean, if you're at least somewhat on top of it, you can avoid most of that. But if you're not, if you're just kind of, I remember back in the days with kids were like, I got plenty of money. I got 20 checks left in my checking account. They don't realize the concept of, they learn the hard way.
Yeah, the other people think that.
Yeah.
But, that's a good thought, Mike, for people who use the debit card too much, is to go ahead and order some checks from the bank and start writing checks, because that might slow the spending down.
Sure, absolutely.
If they have to pull out a checkbook and actually write something down, they just might not spend that money after all.
And, I feel like it checks nowadays. I say nowadays, these highfalutin checks, but it's been a while. When you write checks, at least most of them come with the carbon copy version of them now.
Right.
So you still have a physical copy of something saying you wrote that check out to somebody. So there at least there's also that documentation as well for your records.
Yeah. So maybe switching from debit card to writing checks would help people stay within their budget, not spend as much money on candy or gum or soda pop or whatever. So having a budget that works is an art. It usually takes about 4 or 5 drafts, tries before you get a budget that really works.
I think part of that too, and this is maybe like some of those tips you're talking about as far as, avoiding bankruptcy and getting not getting in those situations in the first place. Maybe it's going backwards in technology a little bit till you're comfortable there, and I think that's what you're kind of getting at. But it makes complete sense if it's really easy to spend money when it's you just flash a card or whatever. If you're kind of like, look, I'm going to take out X amount of dollars in cash each week. That's what I got for whatever your spending money is, or your extra money, whatever, how you want to budget that. But and likewise is everything else. Pay with the checks. That way you have a documentation of it. You're forced to balance that a little bit, and use that little budget book in the checkbook. That's why that's there. And get that way until you kind of set your routine, set your pattern, get that to, okay, it's this date, it's this time to write this check, it's this, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And sometimes that way your technology can be convenient, but it also can be too convenient. And this might be one of those areas where to get yourself disciplined or to get yourself into a good spending habit and way to do that, do it the hard way till you feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, another no-tech version is to use envelopes. So you write an envelope for the mortgage or utilities or groceries or gas for the car. You put cash in the different envelopes.
Yeah.
And so, if you want to spend more money on gum than's in the envelope, now you physically have to take it out of somebody else's envelope.
Sure.
And that's a real awakening right there when you go, oops, there's no money in the envelope.
And that really gives you a visual of the decisions you're already making.
Yes.
every time you go into a store and you see a shirt and you're like, oh, can I afford that shirt? Well, if I don't go to the gym next week, you know what I mean? Those are the kind of, you're just doing that in a physical form. And then once you've had that visual to go with it, you realize how many times you spend things on money on things you don't really need.
Right.
And how many things you sacrifice or delay just for that instant gratification.
Yeah, it's a very real, tangible. The envelope's empty, and the only way to spend money is to take it from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so it's a very visual, tangible, oh, this is not going so well kind of thing.
If you're not ready to kind of full on do that with everything you do, start small. Pick something like your out to eat budget and do that. And then you realize how much money you spend going out to eat versus food. I mean, how many times do we, if you can afford it, great. But, in times when
eating out's expensive,
you're making minimum wage and then you get your budget and you're like, oh, I got to pay my bills. Next thing you know, one night out to dinner blows the whole budget. When you spend, even if it's $40, $50 or $20 or something, that amount can just throw everything off.
Even at the grocery store, if 1 sack of groceries could cost you $20 or $80, depending on what you pick out.
Yeah.
So that budget means you stay within your grocery budget.
Yeah. And that's where you can train to read labels and all that kind of stuff to get cheaper products and, getting the same thing for less money and all that.
And at the grocery store, most of the time they have price per ounce on the price. So you can check that out too.
Absolutely. All that stuff is little things to help you not file for bankruptcy and do the things that people do down the road when I mean, sometimes we have it. Life happens,
Oh, yeah.
COVID, I'm sure, a lot of people weren't ready for COVID and everything else, and it messed people up. And hopefully lessons learned out of this thing is, hey, even something crazy like COVID, that we don't necessarily think ever is going to happen, happens.
Yep.
And you've got to have a contingency plan for that when it does. And
oh, yeah.
That's what, hopefully, if nothing else through this last year and a half, if you've never learned any lessons out of this, that's when you've took him with you. So
another low-tech way that a check register comes in handy. And by the way, even if you do have a debit card that you just use all the time, you can still get a check register from the bank. But so a lot of people, they get paid every 2 weeks.
Right.
But the bills are the 1st and the 15th. And so sometimes that's awkward timing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I suggest to people, I said, okay, well, so when your next check comes in and get a check register, you deduct half the mortgage payment in the balance, running balance. And then in 2 weeks, the first of the month, when you get next check comes in, then you add in that half mortgage payment at that time because it's still there. You didn't spend it.
That's kind of what we do, except for my wife went one step further and actually talked to the mortgage people and everything and said, hey, we're going to pay you twice a month. We're going to, basically every paycheck, she's just sending them half our mortgage. And that's kind of the way we've got it set up like that.
Yeah, if you can pay it. And the way that works is you're actually paying half the payment 2 weeks early before it's due. And that's one way that will actually pay off the mortgage faster.
Yeah, that's our goal, is trying to just, whittle it down a little bit extra, putting more money than, the things that you hear in tips and things. It's just because your mortgage payment is, I'll say $1,000 a month, doesn't mean you have to pay $1,000 a month if you want to pay more. You could say, you know what, I want to pay this off faster. I'm gonna pay $1,200 a month, and you get that towards the principal. Next thing you know, that 30-year mortgage is paid off in 20 years or something like that.
Yeah, 30-year mortgage is basically rent.
Yeah.
So one way to pay it off in 20 years is you take your monthly mortgage payment, you multiply it by 14, then you divide by 12. And so that's the amount you send in every month, and you direct, this extra amount goes to principal. So you can direct that it goes to principal. And I'll pay it off in 20 years. You save 1/3 of
it's a huge difference.
$300,000 in interest, but if you pay it off any faster than that, then that's money you could be saving for retirement. And so if you pay it off any faster, you actually lose in the long run because you'll never make up.
Gotcha.
That money that you didn't save.
So there's like
retirement.
a sweet spot there. You kind of just find that groove and ride it there, and you're going to come out pretty good at the end.
Yep.
Gotcha. But that's the kind of stuff that you unless you got parents that kind of gave you all the ins and outs when you were a kid on this kind of stuff, and you paid attention.
And mine didn't. I learned all this, in my job.
And then the other is you either learn on the fly or you don't. And that's why, and the stuff we're talking about here, please none of this is common sense. I know some people that have been doing this for a while, like, I've been doing that for years, but unless someone's physically taught you or, this stuff isn't just generally known out there. So please don't feel embarrassed or stupid that you know, because I know that too. When you're in your 30s and 40s and someone starts talking adult questions to you and you're supposed to act like you know what you're talking about, but you don't, and you're like, oh, what am I? Don't be embarrassed about this stuff. This is, unfortunately,
Yeah, and money's one of those subjects that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Because you can't ask somebody, how much do you make, Mike?
Yeah.
That's a rude question.
Yeah, and then it's like diets or anything else. Some people, everyone's got an idea for you, and and sometimes you're like, all right, is that a crackpot idea or is that sound legal advice? And you don't. And sometimes you have trouble determining which is which. Sometimes, even though the people and their family and friends, you're like, hey, they make good decisions, but when it comes to finances, not all people are created equal when it comes to knowledge and that stuff.
Well, that's right. And one of the reasons where that comes from is like in the early 60s, if you wanted to buy one share of Coca-Cola stock, it was like $80. Okay, but minimum wage was $1.35. So that generation didn't have the money to invest.
Right.
They didn't teach anybody, and who didn't teach anybody, and they didn't teach the grandkids.
Sure.
So now you got these people that never learned how to save and invest because 3 generations ago it was too expensive.
But you've got 30, I can't believe it's not butter tubs underneath your sink. Because they were good at that.
Yeah. And the grape jelly jars that became drinking glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Got those.
Oh, exactly. But yeah, you're right. So it's okay to ask those questions and be naive and please, don't feel embarrassed or certainly just assume, make up like, well, I'll figure it out along the way, and ask these questions,
Ask when you're young, find out when you're young, before you start making mistakes.
Sure.
Get a written budget, follow the written budget. So if you're a couple and your grocery budget's $1,000 a month, that's fine. But that's going to include eating out and cleaning supplies.
Sure.
That's everything you buy at the grocery store, Walgreens. So if you're spending $1,500 a month, okay, that's too much.
Right.
That's too much. That's why it's called a budget.
Sure.
Within the budget.
Yeah. You gotta. Yeah, it's and it's something you should do very much in the early stages of, especially when a young couple get married and stuff. I think that's the difference between success and failure. Sometimes is doing. I know everyone's got their little systems and their little. Well, I like to do it this way. Okay, but at least put something in place, something there to help you, and whatever works best in your head, you do you on that. But have something in place to keep you honest, because your temptation, I don't care who you are or where you are, you're going to be tempted. Yep. It's going to be like you're doing good and then something you want, a movie, even if it's something as simple as a movie or a date night, and you're just like, oh, that's perfect for us, but we can't afford it. Oh, what if I do, and that's where the times get, if you don't have a plan there. And even if you have your plan, that plan will help you do it. It's like, okay, all right, this is really important to me, but now I've got a plan. I realize if I pull a little from here and move this here, I can do that. Don't make that an everyday thing, but the budget allows you to do that once in a while too. So things that are really important that pop up, you just got to work it into the plan.
Yeah, and you got to be careful because stuff begets stuff.
Sure.
So, for example, I've never owned a stereo system. Okay, I just never had one.
Gotcha.
Why? Well, now you got to have speakers.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to play on it? Well, now you got to have, CDs. Well, now you got to have something that holds the CDs. Got to buy a CD rack, and stuff begets stuff.
Sure.
And it's just you're spending money. It just gets a little out of hand. So part of a good budget, and this is in the debt relief situation. Part of the budget is you need to save for things that are going to happen for the next 5 years. So in debt relief, it is a 5-year budget.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what that means is for the next 5 years, you're living on a cash basis. So if you have a flat tire, how are you going to pay for that? You got to have cash.
Gotcha.
So the budget's designed to be a 5-year budget, and you not use any credit.
Gotcha.
And that's how it works. So you're allowed a monthly savings of a couple $100 a month, say for auto repair. You're allowed to have savings for clothing and birthdays. You're allowed to have a savings for home maintenance, replacing appliances.
So to help out with the unexpected life happenings to prepare you for that.
Have you ever had a car that didn't break?
Exactly. And it's always the most inopportune time.
Right. It's the same week that the washer dies or something like that. So the budget in the debt relief situation is designed to get you on a cash basis and keep you there.
Okay.
So that $400 or $500 a month you're spending on the credit card bills, well, the credit card's now gone away. That money goes in savings.
So now we're going to teach you how to take this money and live within your means on it, basically.
Basically. So if you think about saving $400 a month for 25 months, that's just 2 years. Okay, that's $10,000 in the bank.
It's a lot of money.
Do you really care what the credit score is if you got 10 grand in the bank?
Yeah. And then to be honest, the credit score, as you do more right things, the credit score goes up.
Well, it does. And if you're at the point of, gee, do I need a bankruptcy or don't I? Chances are your credit score is either A, already shot, or B, just about to get there.
Yeah.
Because you're having trouble making those payments.
Yeah.
So it's just about to go down the tubes. The bankruptcy really doesn't affect the credit score too much, but it allows you to get on a cash basis to not have to use credit cards if you don't need them. Or if you do have to use them to pay for the new tires, then at least you got the cash in the bank.
You got the freedom to get done what you need to get done. And then at that point, that over time, by you doing it that way, your credit's going to start repairing and getting to a place where you can at least apply for credit again. Although, hopefully by that point, you're using it minimally as opposed to relying on it to live.
Yeah. So if you were to ask me what my credit score is, I'd tell you, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
Gotcha.
I don't use it for anything. I don't go into debt, so I don't care what it is.
Right. You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Which means this credit score is probably pretty good.
Chances are, but I don't use debt.
Well, and if you're smart, you can kind of look at your mail and tell you how good your credit score is without getting your credit score. Because, like, if they're throwing a bunch of credit cards at you, your credit score is good enough that they'd be considered giving you. If you get a bunch of stuff in the mail about repairing your credit, then odds are your credit's probably not pretty good.
Probably not very good.
They know for you. But unfortunately, if you do get past the point where these things are not helping at the moment and you've got to do the bankruptcy filing or any of these things, Matt Bristol in his office can help you.
Come talk to us. There's no minimum amount you have to owe to file a bankruptcy. You're not required to be bankrupt to file a bankruptcy, oddly enough. So you could have the winning lottery ticket in your pocket. You could still file a bankruptcy.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
Well, at least the winning lottery ticket.
Yeah. So there's in the budget, you do the budget. And so after you strip out the credit cards, the hospital bills, the payday loan places, you strip all those out and you put all that money in savings instead. And most people, they're break even at that point.
Yeah. But I would tell, I'm guessing for people that have gone down, it's almost like a rebirth for them because
it's a fresh start.
Yeah. I mean, when I was younger and things, I was like everybody else. I did a couple dumb things and had bad credit. It's very stressful.
Sure.
It's very, and when you go through the hurdles and you come through and then you're, oh my goodness, I'm financially not a mess anymore. I can, do we want to go out to dinner? I can afford that. You know, it's an awesome feeling to know that you've built yourself a little, and then that's just it. It's kind of like any other project. When you take ownership of it and you do it, you start investing your own time and energy. You start, getting proud of that and working harder to do better at it. And your budget's very much the same way because the better you get at it, the more fun it gets.
That's right.
Because you get more decisions to make and then
you got more money in the bank.
Exactly. And you're like, all right, I have time. Is it time where I get to purchase a toy for me, or do I need to keep saving here? And that's the game. It is at the end of the day.
So one of the things I talk with people about is being careful of what they purchase. So nowadays you see a lot of these pickups, on the road for $75,000, a high-end pickup, and there's people that buy them and drive them. And so I suggest to people that there's an alternative way to think about that that it's called a lost opportunity cost. I don't know if we've talked about that on the show before or not.
Not recalling off the top of my head here.
So what that is if you spend $5 at McDonald's, there's two costs to that. One cost is you spend a $5 bill.
Gotcha.
The other cost is called a lost opportunity cost.
Okay.
By spending your $5 at one store, you can't spend that $5 anywhere else.
Gotcha.
You've lost the opportunity to spend that money anywhere else. So it sounds like, well, that's pretty obvious, Captain Obvious. But the pickup truck has a lost opportunity cost because your money's going towards the pickup.
Sure.
It can't go anywhere else.
Right.
So what if we just took that $75,000, we stuck it in a, say, S&P index fund and walked away? Never look back, never add to it, don't touch the dang thing. And you come back when you are your parents' age. So young adults, you come back when you are your parents' age. You come back in 25 years.
Okay. Which is not long. I know if you're 20, it feels like an eternity. But when you get in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, 25 years ain't so long.
It's not. But that $75,000 would have grown by a factor of 10 to $750,000.
Wow, $750,000.
The lost opportunity cost of that brand new truck you're driving is $750,000.
Yeah.
Because you could have had that instead.
Sure.
So there's a lost opportunity cost to anything you spend your money on. And so I suggest, especially younger adults, think about that.
Sure.
Think about what you're doing.
And that's at any budget. I don't care if you're making $10 a week or $2,000 a week. It's the same principle there. You just, know.
Especially you think about a couple.
Yeah.
Over 25 years. And they might have, drive a car every 8 years. So it's 3 cars a piece times 2. That's 6 vehicles that they may have spent $70,000 on each, or maybe $50,000 each. So now you got $3 million worth of lost opportunity cost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of... It's almost no different than when you look at like vacation things you've done in the past. Like, man, what I could have done if I didn't go there or do this. And hindsight's 20/20 kind of thing. But that's something that each individual has to balance for themselves. Like, what's more important to you? That car and the experience and things. Okay, maybe it is. And if it is, then fine. Then you do it that way. But if you're thinking, you know what, let me buy a used truck and take that $70,000 and do what Matt was saying here, there's no wrong answer, really. I mean, it's on what you want. If your goal is this way, then you do that.
Everything's a choice.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you're trying to be frugal and smart, then there is a right way. But if you're living your life and doing your thing, then.
And I've had people tell me they'd rather spend their money when they're young and enjoy it while they're young, and
that's fine. As long as you made that decision. Yeah.
But with every choice comes a consequence.
Absolutely. You're going to, every decision you make, there's going to be good consequences and bad consequences from that. And you have to weigh that. That's being an adult. I'm sorry. That's what adult is.
And you're right. That's adulting.
Yeah.
Is, every choice has a consequence. And if you haven't learned that by now, then you haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
So if you want to choose to spend your money now, not save it, that's fine. But then, go look at these people living on nothing but Social Security. That's minimum wage.
Absolutely.
That's a hard existence.
And the struggle they're going through and everything else. And and I'm sure if you ask every one of those people, they wish they did something different earlier in their lives to change that the way they're living now.
Yes. So. And for you youngsters, that's a good question to ask older folks is, what would you have done differently? I wouldn't ask somebody, hey, how rich are you? Because, again, money's a touchy subject.
There's a tactful way to do this.
But what do you think you did right, and what would you have done different?
Yeah.
And learn from people on the other end of that life scale of, what not to do.
I know you love calling us boomers and throwing Karens or whatever names you like to go out there, but there is some wisdom behind some of that sometimes. And we learned that same wisdom from the people that came before us, and they learned that wisdom from the people that came before them. And that's just, that's life.
The cheapest mistake you have is somebody else's mistake.
Exactly.
Learn from theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We as kids, they got to learn it to make their mistakes, and there's truth in that. But you don't have to learn all of your mistakes by you the one making them. You can watch other people screw up and say, "Hey, don't do what that guy did."
Yeah,
that's okay too.
Yeah. So pay attention, and just because your neighbor's got 2 expensive brand new pickup trucks, it doesn't mean they're successful. It just means they owe a lot of money.
Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses is a recipe for disaster.
And unhappiness, it sure is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Because they're probably living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. It's the duck analogy. They think everything's going on cool here, but under the surface, there's a whole lot of movement going on there.
Yeah.
So, if folks have any questions about anything we talked about or listening and need legal advice, help, family law, financial help, all this stuff we're talking about here, Bristol Law Office can help you out. Visit the website, bristolllawoffice.com.
Yes.
You can also call the office too.
Call us 625-5284.
Yeah.
We're doing appointments at people's convenience. If they want to come in personally, they want to do it over the phone, whatever they want to do, we're there.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere from the actually getting involved with legal stuff to if you're kind of, look, I've been hearing Matt talk all this financial plan stuff. I would love to sit down with him and say, hey, can you work with us on putting, because he'll be happy to help you out now than helping you with divorce papers or bankruptcy papers down the road.
Yeah, I'd rather you come in and say, my wife and I are thinking about buying a house. What do we need to think about?
Yeah.
How do we not screw this up?
Sure.
So I'd rather you come in early and we can solve the problems before they happen.
Yeah. And then obviously the next time when you're ready for your next phases in life legally, Matt will be there to help you through those too. So
we do all sorts of stuff. We'd love to help you out.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
Guess what, Mike?
Got your fact or fiction or?
Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. In that, yeah. So I'm thinking about opening a restaurant.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to call it the Karma Cafe.
Karma Cafe. Okay.
That's right. There's no menus because you just get what you deserve.
I like it. You know what? That in today's world, you could do that theme and it probably would be huge.
Yeah.
People kind of, as long as you put it in a theme way, they'll be like, what a great experience. They punched me in the face and I loved it. Yeah.
I haven't filled a short questionnaire. And this is what you deserve.
Yeah. It was so authentic. Well, thank you, Matt. Appreciate the visit.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I enjoyed it.
And we'll see you next time here.
See you next month.
233774. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tuesday edition Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show will dive into the latest surrounding the COVID vaccine controversies, and the FBI is telling us that we should be monitoring what friends and family say and informing on them. What else, Buck?
Plus, we've got the updated situation in Cuba. Will Cuban freedom become a reality, and what's the U.S. going to do about it? We'll talk about that and more coming up today on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:56. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. We're going to have the folks, Robert Reynolds, going to join us for his monthly visit. Sorry, I got distracted again. They're talking about Washington football team on Fox News right now. I happened to look up, saw the big logo, and I was like, what are they talking about my team for? All they're saying is the team said they are going to announce a the new team name and everything in early 2022, but they put out a thing yesterday basically stating that it will have zero Native American ties to it. So they're saying, well, Warriors is out. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, Warriors, has that been associated with Native American, I guess? I mean, I've seen Warrior used in a lot of other references that aren't Native American. Not that I care about that name or anything. It's just, but they're already saying, well, Warriors. I'm like, well, and that's. I've used the term Warriors and not referencing Native Americans once. How does that tie that name out? But anyway, sorry, got distracted. Squirrel. Robert Reynolds will join us next hour and give us he comes by and gives us updates on things happening all around the town, from poetry to gospel singing and everything else. So he'll join us next hour and give us the skinny on all that. Thursday and Friday, Vitalant is having their annual Battle of the Badges event. Roswell will be doing their Battle of the Badges this Thursday and Friday. It's happening at the conference room at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. They're going to be doing Battle of the Badges there Thursday from 1 to 6 p.m. and then Friday from 9 a.m. to 1. This is an opportunity for you to donate blood and help others in our community. And this is a fun way. The firefighters and the police officers kind of square off, and you go donate blood, and then you decide whether your blood counts towards the firefighters or the police officers, and then, bragging rights for all at the end there. But it's a great way to just remind people, donate blood, support our law enforcement firefighters and doing, just kind of showing up and doing this. But in actuality, you're saving lives. So if you would like to participate and help out, please do so by calling or texting Stephanie with Vitalant. You can reach her at 575-840-8178 and sign up. If you also happen to catch one of these flyers around town, these Battle of the Badges flyers, for those watching on video, they can see that. You'll notice there's those 2 QR codes on the flyer. You can simply put your smartphone and QR code read. There's one for Thursday. That's the one on the left. The one for Friday on the right there. And then you can get your appointment times that way as well. So if you happen to see this flyer out and about while you're either, at the chamber or wherever you're out and about and see it, you can sign up that way as well, too. But if you can, donate blood, give the gift of life. Great thing you can do, and really doesn't require that much out of your day. And really not that hard. I know some people get scared of needles, but it's really not that big a deal. We overhype it in our heads. We really do. I know I did. All right, it's closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. They've destroyed homes and forced thousands to flee. Wildfires burning across 10 parched western states, and the largest one threatens California's power supply. Rocky Oplinger with the California Incident Management says that battling the Beckworth Complex fire has been especially challenging.
We've had 8 days of temperatures pushing 100 degrees. We've had extremely dry fuel conditions. We've had significant winds at the time that we couldn't fly any of our fixed-wing aircraft. And we have very, very low relative humidities. And that's not only during the daytime, we've experienced that at night.
And meteorologist Dan Hardy says don't look for the weather to provide any quick relief.
We're still experiencing well above normal temperatures. Another day of near record high temperatures. Excessive heat warning remains in effect. In addition to that, we have very dry conditions that persist.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott is blasting Democrat lawmakers who have fled the state in order to block action on Republican voting reform proposals. Meanwhile, President Biden will talk about voting rights when he pays a visit to the birthplace of democracy later today.
Many Democrats view GOP voting laws as a threat to democracy, and White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki says Mr. Biden will use this afternoon's speech in Philadelphia to
make sure they are informed, make sure they are informing their neighbors, and make sure they are fighting efforts to pass restrictive laws in their states.
The president is pushing Congress to pass voting legislation, but Senate Democrats cannot overcome Republican opposition short of doing away with the filibuster rule.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. The latest inflation report confirms what many Americans already knew, that prices are soaring, up 0.9% last month. Consumer prices have risen 5.4% over the past year. It's the sharpest 12-month spike in inflation since 2008. The Dow is down 86 points and NASDAQ is up 35. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Let's be boring and do a commercial about cash-out refinances. It's Ryan, and our mortgage team will often have a listener say, I think I understand what a cash-out refinance is, but can't that be bad for you sometimes? So let's hit on that. As with anything, it's certainly not the right move for everyone. If we don't have to, we don't want to add a bunch of years onto our loan, or increase our monthly payment too much, or pay more in the long run. But because home values have skyrocketed so far up the last few years, while rates have come so far down, we've seen many scenarios where listeners today can pull out a significant chunk of money from the new value in their home, while lowering the years on the overall loan, while lowering their monthly payment, and lowering how much they ultimately pay. The key is to just look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your situation. If you're looking for someone to show you your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
A senior EU official is demanding that Greece halt the alleged deportation of migrants showing up on the country's borders.
Human rights groups allege that thousands of people seeking asylum in Europe have been pushed back from Greece to Turkey before being given a chance to apply for asylum, something they're entitled to do under EU and international law. Some migrants claim that Greek coastguards forced their small boats back into Turkish waters before they could reach the shore. Greece has always denied doing this. But now the EU Commissioner for Home Affairs, Ylva Johansson, has told the BBC that pushbacks are a violation of fundamental European values and must be stopped. When we are protecting our borders, we are protecting our values, Ms Johansson said.
The BBC's Fergal Keane. Healthcare workers in Greece will be suspended if they refuse to get vaccinated, that under a new mandatory policy announced by the Prime Minister. Townhall.com. There is a repeat champion in Major League Baseball's Home Run Derby.
Pete Alonso combined his power with warm temps and Colorado's thin air to win the 2021 Home Run Derby. With the victory, the New York Mets first baseman successfully defended the Derby title he won in 2019. Alonso ripped a Derby record 35 homers to beat Salvador Perez in the first round, then eliminated Juan Soto before winning the final against Baltimore Orioles first baseman Trey Mancini, whose presence was its own miracle. He missed the 2020 season, battling stage 3 colon cancer. Bruce Morton, Denver.
Arrest documents say a man described by authorities as a leader of a group of 4 people arrested with more than a dozen weapons and hundreds of rounds of ammo at a Denver hotel near the upcoming Major League Baseball All-Star Game had asked to extend his stay. They say he also requested another room, one that had a balcony. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're having a delightful day so far. During that news break, I stumbled across something on Facebook as a news story, and I'm fascinated by watching the video over and over again.
Okay.
And so it's a KOAT story, but they're sharing their Cincinnati Zoo is preparing some of the animals to give them COVID shots.
Okay.
And so the video they're showing in a loop is of a gorilla. And so they're doing the training on the gorilla, and it's fascinating to watch because the gorilla's in the cage, and they got the zookeepers on the other side there.
Mm-hmm.
And so they, of course, they use treats to get them to do the things they want. So they got the gorilla. The gorilla's just kind of up on the cage, leaning there. The zookeepers hand him food or treat or whatever. And get him, takes that, and gets him to go high. And then she does a move like a fist bump to the cage. And I'm thinking, okay, does that mean that the gorilla's going to give her a fist bump? No, when she does that, the gorilla turns around and packs his butt right up against the cage there so they can put the needle in it in its rear there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been watching do it over and over again.
I'm imagining through several layers of protective glass or steel,
no,
right?
It's just a cage there. There's like a chicken. Well, it's a little stronger chicken wire, but it's a cage.
Can you imagine if that's the lot that you drew as a vet?
Well,
you're like, I'm going to be the one that has to stick the needle in the gorilla's butt.
Well, they build the trust. That's how. If you ever, there's actually a good show on Animal Planet that I kind of dig and get into.
Right.
They do marathons on the weekends. It's called The Zoo, and they follow.
I think I've seen that.
They follow. There's two different versions. There's one where they follow the Bronx Zoo, and there's one where they follow the San Diego Zoo. And so each episode, it's them like, oh, today we're with the rhinos, and we're trying to get the rhino to reproduce or whatever it is, and they kind of follow them, and they get the quirks of each animal, and some are more personal. And so I've seen where they work with the gorillas and things, and like this one, it's they're communicating and the food,
the
and the
whole
thing.
Amy Good gorilla thing. I mean, I was fascinated by all that stuff. It's amazing, but. To me, Gorillas in the Mist. I mean, it really could have had a real. What was that movie with the bears? The guy that was living with the bears.
Oh,
Grizzly Man.
Yeah.
Gorillas in the Mist could have had a real Grizzly Man ending. I'm just saying, if any point in time Coco decides, I don't want you to be on this earth anymore, guess what? You are not on this earth anymore. Have you ever seen? I watched a video of two full-grown gorillas just deciding one day they wanted to fight. It was insane. They come running at each other full force and just boom, and it's just like two walls colliding with each other.
Yeah, I know they get brutal.
It's all muscle. It's 800 pounds of muscle.
But just watching the video, it's just, and they're just they're not actually giving them the shot yet. They're just training them to do that, and so they're just over and over again. She's feeding. I mean, it's like for the first, like they keep showing it over and over again. It's like a minute 40 video. I thought it was the same thing over and over again, and now I was like, oh, this is the constant video of it. And it's mesmerizing. You should turn around and
post it up over on the. I'll check it out here in a minute. Post it up on the Facebook page, so that the hordes can take a look as well. But I am kind of curious to know what happened in sign language class where they're like, okay, put a fist up, and that's what is going to make him back his butt up.
Right.
Like, why is that the international symbol for show me your keister? It just feels like the sign language for that may be just a little bit off.
Yeah, feel me. I'm typing at the same time. Zoo reference, REFURENC from today's show. Or peel back the curtain. You get to watch it happen. All right, and share.
Share. Boom.
There,
look at that. He did it in real time.
Yeah.
I would have just easily gone out of the room and done it myself. But
I'm here thinking about it and doing the show. That's me real time.
You're a real team player.
I'm telling you, it's just I'm just sitting there like watching it. And I'm just like staring at it. And I'm like, I cannot not stare at this. It's weird.
You know what? I've had those moments. The first time I ever found marble racing, I was exactly the same way. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
For like a full hour and a half, I just sat there just stone mesmerized.
Yeah. Well, if you like this, if you're watching, you're like, this is kind of mesmerizing. Yeah, check out that zoo show.
Oh, absolutely.
It's I don't know when it normally comes on or when the seasons are, but like for instance, they had a marathon of it on over the weekend, and I watched.
I imagine it's one of those really good filler shows that like, oh, we have 6 hours here. We'll just throw on a marathon.
It's very good because yeah, you gotta get to because you get to see the animal. Because each episode's different. Working one episode they're at the zoo working with penguins. The next it's warthogs.
You also have to remember it might lose its luster on a guy like me because and people in my generation because I grew up watching the Krat Brothers and a little show called Zaboomafoo.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
Oh yeah, it was a PBS show. Zaboomafoo was a magic lemur who would halfway through the show after you gave him a treat, he would turn into a creature that could talk and play with the animals. And so each episode you would learn a new fascinating fact about, the animals in the animal kingdom. So so it was sort of like our zoo books, but in 30-minute, easily digestible, little snippets. So that's cool and everything, but I already learned.
Well,
I already knew.
This show
I had
makes
zoo books sent to me at an early age, and I got to watch Zaboomafoo. So
gotcha. So you're well versed.
Try to show me something I don't know.
But the show does a good job of like making the animals the stars of the show, and so you get the personalities of these and so it's funny because they all have their little quirks and personalities, and their ways they interact with people. Some are like up in their face, friendly, licking. Others, a little more standoffish, and it's just kind of interesting to see that back and forth with the animals.
The zoo.
Yeah, check it out. It's worth it. But anyway, in the meantime, watch that monkey keep bending over and doing its thing.
And gorilla, silently wonder why fist to the screen means back that butt up.
It was kind of funny to watch. All right, it is 12 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like things will stay fair for a little while longer, about 90 to 95 for the afternoon highs today, and sunshine with high pressure in place. Overnight, partly cloudy and our low in the upper 60s, and then we get more sunshine tomorrow, slightly warmer with mid-90s and a little bit more breezy. Then some moist air comes back Wednesday night and Thursday with a few thunderstorms. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 75 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity right now at 75%. Coincidence? Yes, it is. Winds currently out of the south at 8 miles per hour. Today, they're saying we see some widespread haze. Skies will be sunny today with a high near 90 and south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Haze expected to linger till about 9 p.m. this evening. Otherwise, mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 68 and south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Once again, a high of right around 92 or so. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 69 with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then rain chances for us for the rest of the week and into next week. A 30% chance of rain Thursday afternoon. Mostly sunny, high of 91 otherwise. South winds 5 to 10. Friday, we're looking at a 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Mostly sunny, highs right around 90. Weekend as well, 40% chance of rain on Saturday. Mostly sunny, high of 92. Sunday, a 30% chance of showers. Mostly sunny, high of 92 as well. And then Monday, even when you head back, 30% chance of rain, highs right around 88 or so there. All right, it is 9:14 and Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. They've got Rossi 22 caliber rifles on sale now for only $149 while supplies last. Also, they've got Zia Guns USA. They're your full-line Tacticam dealer right now. Yeah, they got the new line of that. These are the same ones you see on all the hunting shows worldwide. Plus, they've got a new shipment of Benchmade knives and case knives there at Zia Guns USA here in Roswell, too. Of course, they're selling guns. They've got cash on hand. If you're looking to sell a gun, they'll make you an offer. You walk out the door with that cold, hard cash. Not only are they buying guns, they're buying gun collections, estate sales, all of that stuff. And, of course, if you're looking for something hard to find, let Zia Guns work for you. They go out there and find these stuff. That's what they do. Also, not into firearms, but into coffee. Good news. Zia Guns USA here in Roswell carries Black Rifle coffee. The whole line's available and waiting for you to pick up. Also, you may have seen the Dr. Squatch soap line on it's soap products for men. Really high-end stuff, great stuff available to men. But you see it online, you're like, well, I don't know. I want to touch it, smell it, the whole thing. Taste it if that's your thing. But anyway, they've got it. Zia Guns USA is the only authorized Dr. Squatch retailer in the region, and they can help you find the right scent that's perfect for you or the man in your life. Gift cards, too. If you got a birthday or event coming up here, don't know what to get that special someone on your list, well, a Zia Guns gift card would be a great idea. Stop on by. Shop the locally owned Zia Guns USA here at 1907 North Main in Roswell. The only gun store to be open on Sundays, but closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with family, and you should too. Swing on by 1907 North Main, Zia Guns USA, right here in Roswell. All right, it is 9:16. We're going to take about a 4-minute break, and then on the other side, Robert Reynolds will join us for his monthly visit. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I've heard it said, speaking my mind is easy, speaking it tactfully, not so much. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Proverbs 15:15 says, a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. Sometimes my greatest accomplishment is keeping my mouth shut. There are times when we argue that it would be easy to lash out. So I have a choice to make. I can either feed the fire or quench it with my words.
Julie and I have learned there's going to be arguments, but we've learned to fight and argue, not to be right, but to get the situation right.
So the next time you're in an argument, try saying something kind from a genuine heart to bring peace in your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
Enjoy more of the speed you need with gigabit internet from Plateau Fiber. Fiber means more speed, and that means more streaming on more devices with less buffering. Plateau offers True Gig, a dedicated fiber connection to download and upload what you want with speeds up to a gigabit per second. Best of all, it's all yours. You don't have to share your connection with the whole neighborhood. Sign up now to ensure your neighborhood is part of the next service zone. Learn more and get signed up today at plateaufiber.com. That's plateaufiber.com.
Travis Hicks Richland Auto Group coming to you from the Twilight Zone. I don't remember being more excited about a July than I am about this one. July 4th celebrates the issuance of the Declaration of Independence, a document that pronounced the original 13 colonies in America as free from the tyranny of Great Britain. The second sentence of the Declaration states that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Isn't it amazing that 250 years later, those words still have so much meaning? Richland will be celebrating our independence from tyranny all month long. In July, your vehicle purchase at either our GM or Dodge store will come with a Bible to remind us to whom we owe our lives, an American flag to remind us that we are all free from tyranny in America, and an entry to win an AR for those who choose to celebrate and defend our pursuit of happiness. To win the gun, you can enter on our Facebook page, our website, or by buying a car this month. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Part of why you should ride for our brand. Richland, where service is job one.
Talk about local color. Your trees are supposed to be green, not yellow. Hello, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. While we've been talking about our colorful geraniums, I've been noticing a lot of yellow trees around town, particularly those globe willows. It may come as a shock to you, but those trees are supposed to be green. If you have yellow trees, come see us at Roswell Seed Company. We have a fix that's fast and easy and doesn't cost very much. Remember, it's okay to have yellow flowers, but not yellow trees.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Specialty Healthcare and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Robert Reynolds back with us. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, everybody.
How are you doing today?
Okay, a little bit tired.
A little bit tired? Yeah, you've been busy. We'll talk about that in a minute. But for folks that don't know, Robert joins us once a month and keeps us up to date on various things happening around town, what's going on like at Senior Circle when it opens back up. Of course, gospel singing at his church, poetry group, and all kinds of stuff like that. So Genealogical Society keeps us up to date on all those things. So, yeah. So, but first, I know you're doing okay. I heard the rain got the best of you guys a little bit with some flooding and roof collapses and what have you. So, you guys managing through all that okay?
So far,
good.
Just missed my wife. If sheetrock would have took care of it, it came down. Just missed her head. One of the rooms. The whole thing.
She's probably saying, "Man, that should have been you got hit in the head, not me."
She said,
"She's like, knock some sense into you."
He said, I should have walked in front and it got me first.
That's what my wife would say. Should have hit you, would have knocked some sense into you. That's what she would have said. But that's a different story. Well, I'm glad everything went okay, and you're getting everything. Even though you got a lot of work to do, at least it'll be nice at the end.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Well, shall we get started? We got a whole bevy of stuff here. Senior Circle, any update from them? Are they still closed right now, or are they?
I keep forgetting to call or go by there.
Okay,
I go by there, and so far I don't know.
Okay, they may still be closed with COVID and being seniors and maybe, but we'll check out as soon as they open up. We'll let folks know. They normally do a birthday party on that second. Was it Thursday of the month?
Yeah, the second Wednesday.
Wednesday of the month. I'm sorry. And, of course, all are invited. You can be a member of Senior Circle. It's 15 up. It doesn't cost anything, and it's a great opportunity to socialize, but also it's done by the Eastern Medical Center, their group. And so a lot of they'll do talks with doctors and other senior-related issues. Like if you're having trouble with, like, healthcare options, they usually have folks that can help you with that, or just health sense type stuff, health related, watch out for this, safety related stuff, and a lot of good information there. So
they got about 12 things you can do in there and stuff. Like the women, they do the sewing, they play cards, they got computer class they have.
Yeah, they do movie rentals,
dancing and stuff.
Yeah, they play games. I think every once in a while, well, not recently because of COVID, but when they're open, I think they'll fire up a Mexican train dominoes game or some card games or something.
Yeah,
that happens too. But yeah, it's a good thing to be a part of. They're located over on North Main, right near Target, that shopping center next to Target and Office Max there. I think Big Five Sporting Goods, all that little shopping center, the dialysis center, it's all right there. So
it's 2801 North Main.
Yeah, that's the address if you want to pop it in your GPSs and all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll when they open back up, we'll definitely let folks know more about that. Have you heard anything from the Genealogical Society, Wilson Cobb Library? Are they still closed, or they got plans to open soon?
Yeah, I called Lois, and he said no meetings yet.
Okay, so they're still on hiatus. But if you'd like to be a member, I'm sure you can go on to their Facebook page. It's the Genealogical Society, Wilson Cobb Library. If you do a search, it'll pop right up. It costs like $5 a year or something, really cheap to be a member. Yeah. And if you love genealogy, there you go. That's the word I was trying to get out. If you love that type of thing, or you always had an interest, this is a great group to be a part of. Of course, you sign up for your Ancestry.coms and all those things, but they have access to all that stuff, but then their own library of stuff too. Yeah. So it really is beneficial for folks that love to look up family history and kind of follow their lineage and try to trace it back. They're a great resource. So become a member. It's a great way to support them. So.
Yeah, before the pandemic, we had about 30 members.
Okay. Hopefully they come back strong here when things open back up here.
Yeah.
Give us an update on the High Prairie Poetry Society. Of course, you're the president for the local chapter here.
Yes, I'm starting my 10th year as the president of the High Prairie Poetry Society. Mm-hmm. And with the pandemic, we haven't did that much, but we're off for the summer, June, July, and August.
Okay, so you're going to pick back up in September or August here?
Yeah.
Okay.
September the 18th, I'll either be in the Shannon Hills or the Stella Coffee Shop.
Okay.
It all depends what the weather is and stuff.
Sure.
But we don't have anything till September 18th.
Okay.
And it's at 2 p.m.
All right. Well, either way you could go. You go to the park there. Just stop by Stellar, grab a cup of coffee, then head that way. Or if you meet at Stellar, you can just get coffee when you get there. But, yeah, absolutely. And this is for everyone that loves poetry, whether you love reciting your own poetry and writing your own poetry and you like to share it, or you just love reading poetry, whether it's stuff you've written or stuff that just means something to you. Or if you don't want to recite, per se, you just want to sit around and listen to other people's poems, then you're more than welcome to. If you really have a love of poetry, that's the only real rule here is you got to love poetry. So come out and be a part.
Now, you can go from 6-year-old to 100 years old. There's no age limit.
Yeah, it's just poetry. So if you like doing haikus or, roses are red, whatever it is, or something in between, we got, call Robert with more information. We'll give you his number here at the end if you want to learn more about the Poetry Society and be a part of it. Of course, Sun Country Physical Therapy, a place you spend a lot of time at. For folks that don't know, Robert is half of himself. A couple years ago, he was a lot larger man, and thanks to Sun Country Physical Therapy, they've shaved a half of Robert off of him, and he's able to maintain it and be healthier.
124 pounds so far.
Yeah.
And I was doing the weightlifting wrong. You don't lift real fast. You lift slow on all of them, slow motion. And it makes you tired. I started doing this Friday.
Yeah.
And it works your muscles better. And now Daryl said he's the owner. At probably 6 months to a year, you can see where you're more developed in your body system.
You're doing it. You're getting more benefit out of the reps versus because you get your gym rat types and they always like, well, I could do 500 squats or whatever it is, and it's like it's not about the 500 squats. You could do 10 really good squats and gain more benefit out of 500 bad ones. You know what I mean? That's what he's talking about here, and doing it slower, where your body's getting more, because your whole idea is to work the muscles. And if you're trying to hold things up longer and slower, that's a more work on the muscle versus you just trying to jerk things up and down, back and forth real quick.
That's the way I've built that. You got to go like this.
Yeah.
And down.
And doing it slow, that's where you're building and relying on your muscles to control it. And that's where you're building the muscle versus you just saying, I can push a bar up and down 500 times. It's.
I wouldn't know how come this wasn't going up. That wasn't going too fast.
And I imagine, too, that you probably have less injuries, too. Like the people that pull muscles or strain something, it's because they were doing not the slow, steady. They're doing a hard, jerky, fast repetition. So it makes complete sense what you're saying there.
Yeah.
So just got to execute it. I know. Especially the guys are at the gym and they see a lady walk by and they're like, oh, I got to impress her. And next thing you know, pumping out this hardcore. And she doesn't care. She really doesn't. You should do them slow. She'll like you better. Just a tip. Now, granted, you see me giving fitness tips, but yeah. But yeah, that's cool. So if you need help with either getting in shape or rehab from sports physicals or operations or any of that kind of stuff, Sun Country Physical Therapy can help you with that.
They've got some real good workers there, too.
Good deal. So give them a call and see what they can do for you.
I keep forgetting to put that number on there.
That's all right. Just Sun Country Physical Therapy. Folks can look it up and find it. Ones that really want to make that difference or need that help there. So give us an update at Trinity United Methodist Church. That's the church you sing at and call your church home. Give us an update on what's going on there.
We got our new pastor, Pastor Young. He did his third sermon.
Is he in town now?
Yes.
I know he's been eagerly anticipated for the last 2, 3, 4 months here. So he's back. He's here, and welcome to Roswell.
Yeah. He was born and raised in South Korea, him and his wife.
Okay.
And they're middle-aged, and he does a wonderful job on the sermons and stuff. And they came from Alpine, Texas.
Okay.
And now so far, they like Roswell, but if you want to see a sermon, he does outstanding.
Great. So
and I go to the 9 a.m. service and sing my 2 songs. Then they got the 11 a.m. service.
Okay. Are they still doing the online service at 11, or is it just in
11 o'clock service,
11 o'clock. You can also watch it online if you don't feel comfortable coming out. But if not, you're more than welcome to come to Trinity United Methodist Church. Again, services 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sunday. Come out and enjoy. Like I said, come meet the new pastor. And I guess since he's coming from, originally South Korea, but his last stop was Texas.
Yeah.
He's probably well-versed on Tex-Mex Mexican food. Now we got to get him into New Mexico Mexican. Has the congregation introduced him to the green chili yet?
Yes. We're going to have our dinner the last Sunday this month.
Okay.
And all the members.
So welcome
that
him.
Want to come into the dining room. And going to the 9 o'clock service, I don't see the 11 o'clock people that much.
Okay.
Because then I go up to Grace Community.
Oh, okay. So if you're early bird or like to sleep in on Sundays, either way, they got you covered.
If you want to be sung to sleep, come over.
Hey, you can get his CD and be sung to sleep anytime. Like, if you want to go that might be a way to sell, I'm just saying.
Really?
Very cool. But, if you're looking for a church home, Trinity United Methodist Church would love to have you come and see the services and come meet the family.
Yes.
Very cool. Very nice. Let's see. Yes, of course, July 1st, New Mexico officially opened up. I guess officially, things seem to be working well there. I don't see, there's a few businesses and things that require masks, but for the most part, everybody's doing their thing now. That's a good thing. So,
yeah.
But talk about what you got going on with American Legion there. I know you got something about this.
This is going to be outstanding.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about this.
On August the 24th, we'll say this also next month.
Yeah.
At the American Legion, there will be 400 to 600 motor vehicles for the veterans coming into Roswell. They're coming from Missouri, going to Arizona.
Yeah.
And they're going to meet at 11:30 on August 24th at the American Legion, and that is going to be super to see this. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, what they're doing is the American Legion riders are coming through. They're doing a run for it's called their Legacy Scholarship.
Yeah.
And this is a scholarship program the American Legion has, and this is for students that have lost a family member in combat or was injured in combat. They can apply for this scholarship, and so they do this bike run that starts there back like mid, there, like you said, Arkansas, that area, and then they're going to be coming through Roswell on the 24th. Like I said, about 11:30, they're going to come and they're going to stay at the American Legion there. The American Legion National Commander will be there. He's kind of like being our Donald Trump president coming through, and so he's going to be there. You get to meet him. We're going to have a bunch of bike riders coming through. Love to come out and welcome them and come meet them. Come talk to them. If you'd like to donate money for the Legacy Scholarship, that's a great way to do that. They'll be there a couple hours, and then they're going to move on to Ruidoso for the night, I think, later in the afternoon. But, yeah, mark that on your calendar, August 24th, and it'll be at the American Legion Post 28's facility there on Montana.
Yes.
Yeah, so come on out and be a part of it. So
you will see a lot of beautiful American flags on their motorbike.
Yeah, and it'd be kind of neat to. It's always fun to see the big caravans of bikes coming through and all that.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
So we'll have one 24th of August. Just kind of mark it on your calendars. And then let's see. Do you want to talk about Vitalent? Yeah, they've got Battle of the Badges going on this week. They got all kind of stuff going on.
Oh, I got number 8, August 25th.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead and talk about that.
It's the very next night. It's American Legion. They're going to have their dance with the band.
Oh, okay.
And the food and the drinks and everything's free for the veterans and your guests.
Okay.
And it's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. August 25th, the very next day.
And that's going to be also at the Post 28 facility there on Montana?
Yes.
Awesome. So get out there and shake a leg and help out the American Legion there and get your dance on.
Yes.
All right. Now we can talk about the blood drives. Go ahead, Robert. Tell us, give us an update. It's number 9 there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so far every 2 months I donate the blood. I'm zero positive to help out somebody that needs help.
Okay.
And I don't have the dates for the things.
Well, I got one important one coming up this week. Battle of the Badges is going on, and this is Vitalent's summer event they do with each city and community. They'll pit the firefighters against the police officers, and you donate blood, and then you get to pick whether your blood counts towards the firefighters or the police officers. And they do this last several years every year. Well, Roswell's will be this week, Thursday and Friday, July 15th and 16th. It's going to be happening at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. They're in their conference room. It's July 15th, this Thursday, from 1 to 6, and then Friday the 16th from 9 to 1. And you can call Stephanie at Vitalent at 575-840-8178 or text her, and she can get you an appointment. If you happen to be around town and see one of these flyers, I'll put it on the camera here again. If you're at the chamber or at a restaurant, you see one of these flyers, there's these QR codes right here. One's for Thursday, one's for Friday. If you have a smartphone and you scan that, it will get you signed up as well, too. So that's a kind of quick and easy way if you're into technology and want to do it that way. But every person that donates, you can fill out the stuff, get that done, and when you get there and donate, you'll It's really easy. It's really they do a great job of getting in and out and doing all that stuff. It's not a big deal. And but when you're done, you get to decide whether your blood counts towards the police officers or firefighters. And at the end, they'll say who won, and they'll have little bragging rights and all that stuff. But
what are the times again for Thursday and Friday?
1 to 6 on Thursday and 9 to 1 on Friday.
So, thank you.
Yeah, so go there and sign up, and maybe if I always like to say this, if you pick, like, say, well, I'm going to pick the firefighters, okay, then grab a friend and have them vote for the police officers and cancel each other out. I always like that because, we're having fun and bragging rights, but at the end of the day, we want to collect as much blood as possible to help people. And for folks, it's really the easiest thing you can do that has the greatest impact on someone else's life. It doesn't require much out of your day. Yeah. You go in there, you get pricked with a needle for a minute, and that takes a second. It stings sometimes it doesn't. It's not a big deal. And then you sit there for about 20 minutes while they suck out a pint of blood, and then you're done. They give you juice and tea and cookies and say you're a hero, and you feel pretty good about yourself. And you didn't really do much except sit there for a minute in a relaxing chair while they took some blood out of you and then ate some cookies and tea. And then you're a hero now. But you really are, because to you it's, well, that was not bad. Yeah, and now you just saved someone's life. Like a week later, they'll send you an email saying that your blood was used to save a life. And it's really cool. So sign up for Battle of the Badges.
They say I can donate every 56 days.
Okay. Are you in the window to donate again?
I don't think so. I think it's August.
August, okay. Well, next time you can participate Battle of the Badges here. But if those who can, please do. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So Whataburger, is that is that a new hangout for you guys over there? Yeah. Whataburger?
That's one of my favorite places. They finally opened last Monday the 5th.
Okay, for the inside dining.
And you can go inside and enjoy yourself with a meal. And we got the round table. We sit in there, there's 4 or 5 of us.
Okay.
A couple hours in the afternoon, and just have a good time.
My favorite thing to get there, and they do it not all the time. Usually they do it like a couple times a year. It's the mushroom Swiss double cheeseburger. That's my go-to. Yeah. I love green chilies, and I'll eat all those. But when they pop up the mushroom Swiss one, like once or twice a year, I make a point to go there every time and get me one of those. It's my favorite one. So a good deal. Well, good. So now you can sit down and enjoy it inside. But if you're antisocial like me, you can still take it home and go eat it by yourself in the corner.
It seems like they got some new managers in there too. I've never recognized them.
Okay.
It was 17 months since I went in there with the virus and stuff.
Maybe they grew beards and longer hair and just changed. I don't know.
But they come out there and ask you how you doing, this, that, and that, and they treat you real good.
Yeah, they got good food. I like it all. So yeah, good. Well, good news. I'm glad to hear they're open again. So
yes,
get you save me a mushroom Swiss burger when you all get a chance there. Let's see. Talk a little bit about what's this number 11.
It's the gig at the courthouse lawn.
Oh, is this the health fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got the gig at the courthouse lawn. It's from 7 to 9 on Friday, and sometimes it's Saturday.
Oh, is this the church? The churches on Friday nights they go and do stuff.
You do they got free hamburgers and drinks.
Okay.
And you go up there and sing if you want and sit and listen. And it's for 2 hours from 7 to 9.
Okay. They do like a worship service, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you can come and then do free food and worship and all that. Okay.
And it lasts a couple hours.
And that's
but everything's free. Everything's free. The drinks
and they do that every Friday on the courthouse lawn.
Yeah. I forgot to bring the dates, but it's going to go clear to August, and then they're going to go. The last one is September 17th.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. So yeah, come out and fellowship and get a burger or two. That'd be kind of nice too. So,
yes.
Yeah. Very cool. Roswell Community Little Theater. Yeah, they're firing back up and got plays they're getting ready for and all that. Give the latest.
Yes, for August 13th and 15th and 20 and 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Do it 1717 South Union. It's Friday and Saturday. It's at 7:30 and Sunday at 2 p.m. And the name of it is Bye Bye Birdie.
All right. Yeah, they do. If you've never been out to see a performance or out at the Roswell Community Little Theater, they do great performances. Shows are very cheap. I think tickets are usually like $5 or $10. They're very affordable. You can get them online if you go to RoswellTheater.com. Yes, Roswell Theater. It's .com. I always get the .coms and .orgs. RoswellTheater.com. And it's the fancy way of spelling it. Don't do the eater, but it's THEEATRE. But you can go there, Roswell Community. You can get order tickets. You can do all that stuff right there on the website, and of course, you can always get tickets at the door there. But I always say after the first show, they kind of fill up more because people, that was great. I'm going to go back next weekend and bring my sister, or bring my brother, and all that. So you get some of that going on. So tickets earlier the better. Especially if you got a small window, you can see the play. If it's I can only go the first Friday night or the first Sunday or whatever it is, but it'll be those weekends. Friday night, Saturday night, 7:30 performances, I believe, and then Sunday, 2 p.m. And it'll be both those weekends in August there. So highly, and if you want to be a part of the communal theater, talk to them. They're always looking for more folks to not only just act, but if you love set building or you like to do lighting and sound or costume designing, makeup, things like that, they always look for volunteers and people to help with not only the acting side, but the behind the house stuff too. So go check out their Bye Bye Birdie. They do amazing. Every one of their shows is awesome fun and just a great night out. So something unique. You get in Roswell and here, it's like, what's there to do in Roswell? And it's like, oh, we can go here. Go see a play. Go see a live music. Go make a date out of it or a family night. Go grab dinner somewhere before or after and enjoy a nice show out there. I think you'll really love it. So very good. Let's talk about the Roswell Museum and Art Center, some of the things they've got going on.
Well, August 14th, Roswell Museum and Art Center. It's on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. They're talking on the science, and Steve, he's coming in. And for information, you go 624-6744.
Okay.
And it's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And he's got science, and he's got some more demonstrations and stuff. And they have this every month on the second Saturday.
Okay. Very good. So mark those on your calendars. Go to the city's website. You can always see kind of a list of the different events coming up. Yeah. So if you want to plan, if there's certain ones that are more exciting to you than others, then you can go through and decide on that there. So, good deal. Let's see. July 31st. Talk a little bit about the fundraising event happening there.
Yeah, July 31st is coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Curtain Rising fundraiser.
Okay.
It's for 63rd opening from 7 to 9 p.m. They got food and a cocktail party, tours, conversation. And if you want more information, it's 622-1982.
Okay.
And they'll tell you where it's at, I guess.
Okay, give you the information on about it. Okay, I haven't heard much about it, so yeah, call that number and they can fill you in.
They'll tell you more about it and stuff.
Good deal. I guess now that COVID's breaking and everything else, the Roswell Flute Ensemble's getting back together, and I guess they're looking for some more flautists to be a part of the ensemble.
Yeah, they'd like for you to be experienced with it.
Okay.
And the rehearsals are on Thursdays, 5:30 at Anderson Museum in Contemporary Art, and his number is 575-914-1379.
Very good. I know they're very talented. Like one of the times I always I've checked them out a couple times was like at the Roswell Christmas Railway. If you ever been out to that during the holidays,
yeah.
Generally, I've been out there before where the flute ensemble is one of the entertaining groups that are there. Like when you go get your food and hot chocolate and all that, they're there playing and they do a great job. So,
yeah.
And I know this. They do want skilled flautists. I guess that's the term, flautist. If you're a flute player, a flautist. But they're not there to teach you how to play the flute. They want people that know how to play the flute and want to do concerts. And things.
Yeah.
So if you got the flute skills, they'd love to have you a part of it. So,
yeah.
And then also let's talk a little bit about the what is this last one here? I can't.
Cancer with Grace.
Oh, okay.
It's at Grace Community Church.
Is a support group they have there for folks with cancer?
Yes.
Okay.
And they have it 2 times a month, and you can either call 623-5438
okay.
or roswellgrace.com/cancerwithgrace. And I've been there a few times with my wife. She's recovered 14 years so far from cancer, and they will help the people quite a bit.
It's a great, anytime you've been hit with information that's life-altering, that creates stress, trauma, a lot of different feelings. And sometimes we as individuals or even with our own family have trouble coping, understanding, wrapping, just getting resources, what to do next, what's my options, things like that. It can be, and that's why groups like this are great, because you're going to get people that are, like your wife and yourself, who've been there, done that, have been down this road, versus people that are going through it right now. And those experiences that you had can help others, and vice versa. And that's what makes these groups so great. Yes, they have a formal, they're talking about a certain thing, but also the group setting of people that have been and done the same things you have, or have gone through the same things you have. There is some strength and some comfort in that. And so if you are dealing with cancer or have dealt with cancer, which I think all of us have impacted in one way, shape, or form, please come out to these meetings. And if you're having trouble wanting resources, wanting just someone to bounce off of and talk to and understand this a little better that you're going through, please come to this event.
If you're a shut-in, they'll send somebody to your house to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be the member of Grace or not on that.
Well, I would imagine if someone's in need, they're going to find people. They're people of God, and that's what people of God do, help people that need help. So, so it'd be good. Yeah, go ahead. You got one more thing we want to mention here?
Frank Castro, he fell and hit his head.
Oh, no.
And he's in a wheelchair now.
Oh, no.
And he lives down at the base. And the kidney's doing okay.
Good.
But he's got the other problem now.
Okay, so he's got to deal with his head injury.
I thought I'd give everybody an update, and you could pray for him.
We will absolutely pray for him, and I still want him in here playing music. Hopefully when his head's better, he can come in and strum a tune or two for us here. We want that. So very good. Of course, if you have any questions about anything we talked about, or if you want to learn more, like for instance, you said, "Hey, I heard about that High Prairie Poetry. I'm a poetry person. I'd love to be a part of that."
Yeah.
Give Robert a call here. He's got a couple numbers you can reach him at. If you do not get live version of Robert here, leave a voicemail. He'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Good deal. What's that phone number?
Number 575-623-8658 and 575-208-9513. You can leave a voice message on my cell phone.
Absolutely. So please, if you have any questions, want more information about this or anything else, or if you're like, "Hey, Robert, I heard you talk about things on the radio. Can you mention my event?" Give him a call. He'll probably be happy to do that for you.
I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as always, appreciate the visit. Y'all have an awesome week here. Good luck in your move. And but next time you'll have to tell him, next month when you come in, you'll tell me about how great your new place is and all that stuff. And then you can yell at him for not keeping it clean. That'll be. I know your wife will be yelling at you because you're the one who's not keeping it clean. I'm pretty sure. So. Thank you, guys. Have a great week. We'll talk again soon. Okay.
You too. Thank you very much for having me.
Anytime. Take care, guys. It is 9:49. Let us go ahead and pause for local news. Also, your town hall business update, weather update, quick break, and then we'll wrap up the show. Do not go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office is currently investigating a shooting that occurred west of Roswell Sunday at about 11 in the morning. A male subject had been shot by another man during an altercation. A statement on the Roswell PD Facebook page says the investigation is ongoing. No further details were released, but more information would be released at a later time. Meanwhile, residents in Las Cruces were picking up the pieces Monday. One day after a powerful storm left a trail of toppled trees, washed out roads, and downed power lines. The Las Cruces Sun News reports crews around the city are hauling away massive trees and other debris. The Sunday storm originated in the Roswell and Clovis areas, but then picked up steam over the Sacramento Mountains, according to the National Weather Service. The result was a massive storm system that brought powerful winds and rain, walloping Las Cruces sometime after 7 p.m. before moving on to Texas. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I'm watching every movement, everything that's happening, and I'm like, how does this country ever reconcile? You got people in Walmart singing the national anthem, and then you got, people assisting law breaking, open borders amnesty, wanting energy independence, wanting to pack the courts. wanting no integrity in our elections, no voter ID whatsoever, no signature verification, as if these are horrible things when we use it in everyday life for pretty much everything we do. I mean, we'll make sure that we have a Democratic Senate majority in perpetuity, and the biggest power grab in the history of this great republic being attempted. You know, it's really unbelievable.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, get your home summer ready with custom window treatments from Blinds.com. Now get a high-end look without high-end prices on their most popular outdoor shades. You can transform your backyard into a shady weekend oasis and light filtering shades that help block UV rays without obstructing your view. Plus, right now, Blinds.com is offering up to 35% off everything. Blinds.com, they make ordering custom window treatments online easy. Now go to Blinds.com to shop up to 35% off everything. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Looking for a way to pay for that new home improvement you've been waiting for? Ready to consolidate credit card debt at a lower interest rate? Figure offers multiple loan options that can help you improve your finances. From mortgage refinances to home equity lines and personal loans, Figure can help you find the loan that's right for you. Figure takes all the stress and hassle out of the process. Apply 100% online at Figure.com and see your new rate in a few clicks. Figure out your finances at Figure.com. Figure Lending LLC. Equal Opportunity Lender. NMLS 1717824. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like things will stay fair for a little while longer, about 90 to 95 for the afternoon highs today, and sunshine with high pressure in place. Overnight, partly cloudy and our low in the upper 60s, and then we get more sunshine tomorrow, slightly warmer with mid-90s and a little bit more breezy. Then some moist air comes back Wednesday night and Thursday with a few thunderstorms. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. The Labor Department says consumer prices in June rose 0.9% from May, a 5.4% increase over the past year, is the sharpest 12-month inflation spike since June 2008. The inflation report prompting Wall Street to retreat from recent record highs, benchmarks mixed at mid-morning. Boeing will cut production of its large 787 airliner for several weeks after discovering a new structural flaw in some planes that have been built but not delivered to airline customers. The Chicago company says it now expects to deliver less than half of the 787s remaining in its inventory this year. France's competition regulator has fined Google $592 million for failing to negotiate in good faith with French publishers in a dispute over payments for their news content. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
Talk about local color. Your trees are supposed to be green, not yellow. Hello, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. While we've been talking about our colorful geraniums, I've been noticing a lot of yellow trees around town, particularly those globe willows. It may come as a shock to you, but those trees are supposed to be green. If you have yellow trees, come see us at Roswell Seed Company. We have a fix that's fast and easy and doesn't cost very much. Remember, it's okay to have yellow flowers, but not yellow trees.
Chimera has been providing Southeast New Mexico's state-of-the-art medical care for over 22 years. Chimera specializes in providing top-quality care for cancer patients, diabetes, thyroid conditions, heart disease, and rheumatoid conditions. Chimera would like to welcome Chris McGoldrick to the team. He brings a wealth of knowledge and compassion to Chimera. Chris specializes in rheumatoid conditions and is ready to help you. Call Chimera 627-9500. Chimera Independent Physicians, here for you.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, there's Gene Dow, Vice President General Manager of Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company, with exciting news for us. We've got openings in our sales department, in our Roswell office, Artesia office, and in the Carlsbad market. You would build and maintain business-to-business relationships, sell ideas, market and sell local high school sports, Dallas Cowboys football, radio, and digital TV advertising. You will be trained by and become part of a veteran sales team. The pay is based on job performance. Prior advertising or sales experience is helpful. Starting salary is $21,600 annually, but with success, you can grow your income to $60,000 a year. Work hours are generally Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There are some exceptions, and you'd be based in the town where you live. Now, these positions are open right now, so to apply, contact Thomas Beard, General Sales Manager, at 575-746-2751. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Tuesday edition, Clay Travis, the latest surrounding the COVID vaccine controversies, and the FBI is telling us that we should be monitoring what friends and family say and informing on them. What else, Buck?
Plus, we've got the updated situation in Cuba. Will Cuban freedom become a reality, and what's the U.S. going to do about it? We'll talk about that and more coming up today on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:58. Got a minute or two here before we wrap up today's show. A couple things. Don't forget, the Main Street Farmers Market is officially underway. Now, through at least October 9th, Main Street Roswell will have the farmers market every Saturday morning on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, beginning at 7 a.m., goes to about 11. If come out early to get the best selection of produce, it's just a tip you learn over the years. They get there at 7, but they got all kinds of cool stuff. So if you get there a little late, no problem. They still got other stuff too. But if you're really out for the produce, make sure you're there early. But if you'd like to be a vendor at some point or any point during the farmers market season, contact Peggy with Main Street Roswell. You can reach her at 575-208-8238. Again, that's 575-208-8238. You can also visit mainstreetroswell.org for more information there. Also, real quick, put it on your calendar. Saturday, August 7th from 9 a.m. to noon is the Chaves County Health Expo 2021. It's a hybrid event happening not at one, but two locations at both of the green domes in town on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn and also outdoors there by the Chaves County Admin Building on South Main there. 1 St. Mary's Place, the official address. But they're going to have events at both, plus stuff on YouTube and all that. For more information, everything, follow the Chaves County Health Council on Facebook. There's more information there. But August 7th from 9 to noon, put it on your calendars. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have an awesome day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back bright and early 7 a.m. tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.
Breaking news this hour.